Fight fans, when there is a will, there is a way. Welcome to Destination Unknown in Miami, Florida. Ben the Bane Davis aside the action all night long. Gentlemen, I am pumped to be here aside the acclaimed Robin Black Robin. I am so pumped up for this night of action.
What is that Elton John song? Saturday morning at 12:23 is all right for fighting. Let's do it, man. We're at a warehouse in Miami, Florida. We have 22 of the greatest fighting athletes in the world. Let's put them in a pit and let's have them fight.
It might be a new day, but it's still the same excellent KC58 card. Let's take a look at our full night of action ahead. We kick everything off at a catchweight bout with the Wolverine himself out of Russia, Sergey Ponomarev, as he takes on Brazil's Moreira. Then it's Deborah Evora and Erica Santos. After them, the Bosnian enters the pit once more, Urko June, opposite Monte Agbana. The action continues on the KC58 prelims as we step it up a bit here in Miami and get a little bit of action, some vice, some spices, nice. Let's get this graphic rolling, baby. Come on. Marcus Perez takes on Wallace Lopes, Brazil on Brazil in the light heavyweight division. Then the Gold Coast incumbent, Jared Anaud, takes on former UFC talent Claudio Ribeiro. Then in a featured welterweight bout, it is Oscar Remyhana as he welcomes the human highlight reel, Brandon Jenkins, back into karate combat. After them, our main card kicks off with the monsoon, Larkin. Taking on the battle-tested Brazilian, Vanilo Antunes. Then it's a welterweight clash between Nemo Fazio and Guillermo Bastos. After them, it's the big boys as Chris Barnett, fresh off his UFC tenure, keeps the action rolling opposite Big Baby Jonathan Miller. Then in our co-main event, the welterweight title is up for grabs as the pride of Morocco, Osama Azli, aims to continue his perfection, but the battle-tested Aussie James, sweet as honey, intends to stop him. And talk about stopping, all roads lead to Lopes, Despaigne. Our first fighter of the evening, the Brazilian braving to the KC pit. It is 26 minutes north of midnight, new day, same action, Robin Black. Can't wait for this.
Hey, listen, man, if you're watching at home, let's get his opponent here into the pit. If you've been hanging out on YouTube or wherever to watch this show, you know that the times have changed, the process has changed tonight. That affects these fighters, but the more experienced they are, the more able they are to stay centered and stay present. That's what's being demanded of them. We're gonna get crazy fights as a result of all the moving parts here tonight, and we're gonna start off with one right now.
Could possibly be the fastest paced show in combat sports history. Rushing out of Russia to establish himself further in the global picture, the Wolverine, Sergey Ponomarev, is letting the claws loose and taking aim at Brazilian Moreira. Deeply decorated with 9 Waco titles in the last decade. He brings this heralded experience into his karate combat debut. Robin Black, at one point in time, the 2022 KB Federation Fighter of the Year in Russia.
Listen, if people don't know what Waco is, don't know what some of these federations are, this is really high-end pure karate and kickboxing. So a true distance fighter, a true full contact kick, punch, you know, distance, close in, full, all the arsenal of weapons. And this guy has, all these fighters have been waiting now to get in here and let loose. And we're going to see some real visceral action.
And we've talked about this so extensively tonight, Robin, off air, but idealized conditions maybe non-existent. However, the composure that you need in live combat stays the same. There's so many X factors that you need to mitigate, the controllables, the uncontrollables, but for all 22 of our athletes here tonight, the assignment stays the same, whether the time starts at 4 or midnight.
That's right, brother. Fighting is a metaphor for life itself. And in life, in a fight, in a pit, just like anything else, at your work, at anything, there are all kinds of things happening that you cannot control. But you know what you can control, or at least influence, is how you react to those things. We have a Russian entering the pit right now who has faced all different types of tournament settings and multiple fight settings, so he's able to handle this. Let's do this.
First fight of 11, catchweight bout, Russia, Brazil.
And the first punch will be thrown before 12:30 on Saturday. Let's do this, boys.
Sergey Ponomarev, 4 finishes, all TKOs, brings some knockout experience, but the Brazilian, right, kicking off the card, absolutely nothing to lose for him here in this opportunity.
Yeah, and you'll see a lot of fast starters here tonight. That feeling that let's get this thing going has been just dripping, and these guys have been drenched in it all night long, so you're going to see a lot of fast starts tonight.
Patient start from both, but Ponomarev applying the pressure quite clinically through the first. Looks like Moreira is trying to dance on the outside and time the right hand, Robin.
Yeah, Ponomarev is fighting in a modern style. Weight in, fists first, shins second.
And you think about this pressure, slowly walking Moreira around the pit here. Now the Brazilian landing with a little lead leg kick, right, just to tap on the shin.
Ponomarev is continuing to finish with the kick. So as he gets Moreira to exit, he exits to kicking distance and he smashes the quadricep.
Nice exchange there from Moreira. Lightly touching the guard and peppering, but I love how tight Ponomarev is being. Really shelled up as he opens up there.
Yeah, the hands move from his chin to your chin and back to his own.
Moreira, nice movement. Beautiful body jab there from Ponomarev. No wasted movement from the Russian midway here through round number 1. Nice shot there from Moreira.
He's showing different heights, different rhythms, different trajectories, all down the middle, all hands first, feet second, but it's a really complex style.
Nice body shot there. Now Ponomarev trying to walk the Brazilian around.
You notice he lands the body shot, exits fully, and re-enters behind punches.
And when you think about this setting, right, karate combat, known for the tighter rounds, so when you do invest to the midsection, maybe the dividends don't pay off as much as you expect them to, given the time constraints.
But what Ponomarev is doing by attacking the body is stealing your attention, drawing your focus into different areas. You cannot defend all targets at one time.
Nice connection there from both. Moreira, good account of himself here in the first. Beautiful stinging cross gets through.
Yeah, these are some of Moreira's best moments here. Not discouraged at all by what he's been shown. In fact, he's been downloading information.
If you want to make a Christmas cardigan out of Sergey Ponomarev's body hair, I can't blame you. Golly, that's a lot of chest hair.
I can blame you. That would be a terrible idea. That would be gross. Don't give that to your grandmother.
Here's an inverse of what we saw at the beginning, though. Moreira now putting the pressure on, finding offensive success.
Moreira's just settled into it. And for many fighters, like any type of performer, once you're in it, closes the distance with the jumping turn sidekick from the Russian. Fun round, man.
Great round, good, I would say, ebb and flow. You had a strong start from Ponomarev, incredibly intimidating pressure, right? Staying directly in front of the Brazilian, but Moreira avoided so much damage, I would say, and certainly got his own licks.
Yeah. Let's take a look at some replays. We'll be able to get some of these throughout the night. And when we watch, what we'll probably see here, hands to feet. So feet, hands, feet. So he's attacking different targets here. And then even when it's all hands, down on the outside, down the middle, and then kick on the exit. Here he'll strike, exit. But Moreira did start there. Moreira touched with the jab and intercept him coming in, and the jumping, turning sidekick as Moreira attacks off the wall. Fun, exciting first 3 minutes here on Saturday, December 6th at Karate Combat 58.
Folks, Agbana is the official interoperability partner of Karate Combat, uniting fighters and fans across blockchains. Welcome to the aggregation age, and welcome to round 2 in our first fight of the night, Sergey Ponomarev and Moreira.
Moreira improved into that final minute. All the information that he gained, all the kinesthetic learning, the touch, the distance, the rhythm, he improved as the round went on. Let's see now if Ponomarev can take some of what he learned and just change things up, although he's coming straight down the pipe.
Tempo seems to have kicked up a notch for the Russian. Nice attack there from the Brazilian, doubling up on the leg assaults.
Ponomarev actually is defending very well when Moreira attacks. You see him flare the elbow and kind of goaltend with that. Watch on any of these exchanges again. Ponomarev striking on his way out, kicks at the end, puts a little final touch on it, out and back in. That's beautiful stuff.
Nice lead hand work from Moreira as well, intercepting jabs. Looking like an NFL cornerback in there with how he's finding the chin of Ponomarev.
Ponomarev caught him with an overhand right over the shoulder and then with a right kick to the thigh. They're both trading and they're both touching, but Ponomarev seems to be the more seasoned of the two.
That might just be that chest hair though, Rob.
Jeez.
Midway through the second frame here on our opening bout of the night.
What did you want to knit for him?
Think a cardigan,
no,
maybe.
No.
I could do a patented turtleneck. Don't want to see that. But when you think about how shelled up Ponomarev is, do you think opening up, widening these attacks could lead to greater offensive success?
I think for Ponomarev, the whole game is attack and defend, right? And that sounds logical, but every time your hands move away from your chin to hit somebody, you are undefended. If you think of it like sending troops in, you send troops in on the attack, they can't be home protecting the home base, right? But what he is able to do is while he's attacking, he's defending with other body parts, elbows, position. You see now he's starting to pull ahead in this minute. He's able to hit your targets with his weapons, but move his targets when your weapons come his way.
And I gotta highlight that tornado wheel calf kick that Ponomarev threw, and now the momentum firmly on his side. The Russian in the driver's seat, Moreira, trying to double up on the jab and find some success, but eats a right hand for his troubles, Robin.
Yeah, Moreira, to his credit, does not get remotely discouraged by anything coming his way. Still highly focused, still fully engaged, has complete self-belief that he can win this fight still. And that's why it's such a back and forth fight still.
Nice body jab again from Ponomarev, then heads upstairs. It feels like Moreira is gradually finding less answers as this fight continues.
There's just more complexity, right? Ponomarev just keeps showing more and more complexity, more different angles to deal with, more different rhythms. He's arrhythmic. He's not one fighter. He's many fighters, and then he slips to the inside and attacks the body. His combat identity constantly changes. The hands are always up. He always ends with the kick. But where he's coming from and the rhythm with which he's throwing is in a constant state of change.
Third round ahead for us here at KC 58. I'm not a judge by any means, but it does feel like Sergey Ponomarev is ahead. Shockingly, no, I'm not you were. Not licensed or official in any capacity. I got to talk to my good friend Sean Wheelock. Maybe I can get one. Here's some replays, though, Robin. Walk me through it.
Yeah, that low kick on the exit. Maybe you were noticing, my friend, that Moreira is starting to move a little bit slower, get hit a little more. Some of that can just be the damage to that outside thigh. you know, movement starts with the feet, but it encompasses the legs, the core, and all of the body. So to propel your body through space, you got to push off. And when that chain starts getting beat up, it's harder for you to move. Ponomarev lands on many different things, but he always punctuates it with that leg kick. And after 6 minutes of it, it's really, really starting to work. He now is in a position. He's talking about his cup. I don't know if he wants to make a cardigan out of that. That was what's called a throwback.
Equipment malfunction solved. Ponomarev again applying pressure early in this third round. For Moreira, what could be the responsibility for him in these potentially final 3 minutes?
You know, when people talk always about how to let it all hang out, really go for it, all those things, sometimes what it comes down to is put yourself into danger by being deep in. That left hook is a perfect illustration of what we're just about to talk about. You've got to be deep enough to be hit so that you can hit. But in doing so, you put yourself at risk. So you take risk in hopes of turning the tide of the fight.
Moreira feeling some momentum after a couple tags on Ponomarev.
But that risk for Moreira is the where, right? Where are you? You got to be close enough to land. And I think a thumb or something caught, but it looked like it was
a closed glove, potentially, right? Ponomarev's eye firmly shut here. Moreira has an opportunity to unload. This is his chance.
Yes, it is. And later we'll get some replays, I'm sure of that. But just because something hurts your eye doesn't mean it was illegal.
And especially with the fight still continuing, live action for the Brazilian, who could in all likelihood need a stoppage here in this third round.
Ponomarev, watch, if he can't see, sometimes when one eye is damaged, it affects your depth perception.
Moreira brings the Wolverine to the canvas.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. Your depth perception gets affected by the loss of vision in one eye, so you don't know where you are in relation to your opponent, and he ate a knee.
Huge opportunity for Moreira after being in the passenger seat. Now his hands are on the wheel. Nice left hook from Moreira.
And Moreira now coming on. So far, this is his round. It was a close first round, and I remind our audience at home, if it's a split decision or a draw after 3 rounds, we get a 4th. It's one of the many great things about karate combat. And look at this. Moreira's having his way now.
Moreira intent on not sending us to the sudden death round. Ponomarev bringing some offensive life, though.
Yes, he is. The knee again. The knee again by Moreira. And that knee is available. The deeper Ponomarev goes into enemy territory here. The deeper he gets, the more the knee is available.
Wolverine needs to bring out that adamantium claws. Moreira again goes up the middle with the knee, but fatigue starting to set in. Head kick not there for Moreira. Spinning effort, not there for either of them. A very fantastic third round between these two. Like you mentioned, though, close first frame.
Yeah.
Second, obviously, Ponomarev. I feel comfortable in assessing that Moreira.
Yeah, you know, I think so. We could have a 4th round. We absolutely could have a 4th round here.
And if you're Ponomarev, right, the bounce back from a round like that is so important.
He's very experienced, so experienced that he's been in this scenario before. You know, unfamiliarity is difficult for the brain to process, right? Novel experiences are hard, but when you've done them before, they become easier. But we talked earlier in the night about controlling what you can control and understanding the unpredictable nature of fighting in life, right? And you getting hit in the eye is one of those things that you can't control. All you can do is react to it as well as you possibly can. Oh, I think we do have a decision. Maybe.
Ponomarev finding his way down the pit wall. Steps into the pit, will send it inside and find out the official decision in bout number 1.
And your winner, by unanimous decision, fighting out of the right corner,
The Wolverine seals the deal on the scorecard. Sergey Ponomarev, successful karate combat debut, but the boos views here in Miami are quite palpable.
Yes, they are.
Black.
It's because it's recency bias, right? Moreira had the best final round, and so we all saw that, and like, oh, let's give it to him. But the way they saw it is in its entirety, the first 6 minutes, especially that middle three, belonged to Ponomarev. But a great fight, and both men should be very proud.
And when you think about the efforts from Moreira here, right, you talked about unpredictability. He was not attached to this card several days ago, right? Initial opponent for Sergey Ponomarev was Claudio Ribeiro. All of this has been switched around, and it feels like Moreira was able to really capture this opportunity, winning in this loss as much as he can, Robin.
Yeah, Moreira, honestly, like that's a hell of a fighter to come out of nowhere and then have all these twists and changes and timing variations and suddenly go in there and fight your brains out. On 2 days' notice. That guy, let's please bring him back as often as he likes. Both of these guys, wonderful fight, wonderful first fight. Our audience that's watching at home, thank you for hanging with us. We've got 10 more bangers coming up.
Karate Combat 58 is powered by Hedera. The H-Bar Foundation helps the brightest minds in Web3 take their ideas from on-brain to on-chain. Check out HBAR Foundation.
If you have karate tokens, you place them on a fighter. If he wins, you get additional tokens. If he loses, you don't lose anything. Web3 has allowed us to engage the fans and do things that we couldn't do with traditional tools. We're looking for 10, 20 million fans. Traditional blockchains don't support that kind of volume. We're enjoying the journey. We're really excited about the community's response within Web3 and traditional sports.
Folks, welcome back inside Miami, Florida, destination unknown for Karate Combat 58. Ben the Bane Davis alongside Robin Black. A very fun first fight of the night. I hope this second one follows suit.
We're in for a night of complete bedlam and chaos and unpredictability. There's been a disruption in the river of space-time tonight. I can feel it.
I love it. Well, without further ado, let's send it back inside to our guy King Apollo to bring our next gladiators into the pit.
Fighting out of the blue corner, representing Brazil, Erica Pitbull Santos.
Erica, Brazilian Muse Pitbull Santos, member of the Brazilian Karate National Team, served in the military, trains full-time at the Pitbull Brothers Gym. High-class experience that Santos brings into her third Karate Combat fight.
Yeah, the Pitbull Brothers have created champions here at Karate Combat. You know, I've got to see Patricio and Patricky Pitbull fight. And yes, we think of how hard they hit, how big their punches are, how they connect their feet to the ground and fire away, but their understanding of where to be, where to not be, how to move, how to physically intimidate with nonverbals, like they're just such sophisticated fighters. And that footwork of karate is part of the Pitbull Brothers' entire system. So it's very cool that they keep bringing us such high-end fighters.
And our opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Deborah Evora.
Deborah Evora, 27 years old, making the Karate Combat debut, but a wealth of experience that she brings into this. Three-time Waco champion and a one-time ISKA champion. So high-level experience on both sides, Robin.
Yeah, let's do it.
Three-minute rounds in the female lightweight division between Deborah Evora and Erica Pitbull Santos. Santos in the white. Evora is already down and potentially out. Santos pounding away, trying to find the stoppage early.
Yeah, I think they're going to stop it.
And it is not over. Reset. What a hellacious start for Erica Santos. If you're Deborah Evora, you got to start asking yourself, boy, I need to get into this right now.
Well, she is into it. She's just not into it the way that she was hoping and dreaming. But now she's firing back. Sometimes getting hit simplifies everything for you.
It wakes up the sleeping giant at times, Robin.
Yeah, and all the thinking goes away. There's no time to think anymore. This is not a thinking game. It's a flowing game. It's allowing your body to do what it knows how to do. This game moves too fast for conscious thought. And once you get dropped like that, you can go out there and allow your body to think instead of your prefrontal cortex.
Erika Santos applying a lot of pressure here. Left hooks early and often from the Pitbull Brothers representative.
Evola's fighting back now.
And Robin, when you do drop your opponent instantly and have that adrenaline output, there might be a bit of a come down, right? The ebbs and flows of fighting.
That belief that it's over if I just unload and redline myself, sometimes it turns out it ain't, and you have still redlined yourself, so your body needs to recover, and that's why we have this little gap here. Erika Santos needs the little moment, and she eats one coming in.
Santos on the retreat. Nice knee there from Deborah Evora. Santos, though, nice grappling to take it to the canvas. Always good to mix in a little bit of a body lock, trip takedown, Robin.
Yeah, Evora looks very settled into it, like fully engaged. Look at the look on her eyes, totally locked right in. She's striking, and she turns and ends up on top, cranks the spine, turns the body.
Deborah Evora has never been finished in her career. 26 kickboxing bouts officially on record. Nice right hand, though, from Santos that sneaks past the guard.
And Evora strikes the low calf at the insertion of the foot twice. There, the switch to the body.
There appears to be such technical prowess from Evora, but from Erika Santos, right, that Pitbull Brothers fighting mentality, right, the ferocity, the power forward first focus.
They also have this very, very strong guard. Look at the positioning, the position of the front hand and the rear hand for the Pitbulls really works for them. It's slightly different. There you see the hand on the chin and a power guard up front with a little more gap and a little wider V. It's just a slightly different stance that they've built their modern game around.
Final moments of round number one. Back and forth brawl after some early adversity for Deborah Evora. Born in Lisbon, fighting out of Ponferrada, Spain. Robin Black, when you think about those first few moments and how Deborah Evora responded, I've got one word for it: impressive.
Yes, and when you said she's never been finished, that doesn't surprise me, because you look, she was unwilling to just shell up, unwilling to accept a bad position, unwilling to accept that this was the way it was going to go and her night was going to end, just refused to do it. So got right back up and settled right back into the fight. And if it weren't for those first 30 seconds, I would see that as a very, very close round. Maybe even some might see it for Evora. But of course, Santos putting her down, and in those first few exchanges probably swings it for her.
Round number two between Deborah Evora and Erika Santos underway. And you talk about that guard, right, from Santos occupying space with that lead hand, which makes it all the more difficult for Evora to separate and negate it as Santos secures another takedown.
Yeah, you know, look at the length of Evora's arm, right? Like, as it's bent, I don't have the measurement in front of me, but the naked eye can see how long that front hand reaches. Then you add the torso and the height. She doesn't need to be this close. And for Santos, she draws you in with that front hand and then penetrates deep and goes to the body lock and puts her down. So she punches her way in, all the way in. But there, Evora is doing much better at gap, but you see what she does. She adapts and goes to the body lock.
Smart, high IQ play from Erika Santos as she gets another takedown. Anytime Evora is having success, goes for the body lock, separates space, and absolutely nullifies the offense.
Yeah, that chest to chest or core to core, and you close your hands behind it, you can call it zero range. There's none there, and you're not in danger, and you can end up on top and fatigue your longer, taller opponent. Oh, great finish with the left kick to the body.
Evora, a lot of length on these strikes, has been the better kicker, but in terms of power punching, Erika Santos ahead in that category.
Yeah, Evora throwing that front kick and throwing the long middle kicks like that. Those are great tools to use with her style, her height, her body type, and then punch her way in. Long, straight punches, but here, the antidote here by Santos. Now the schoolyard throw.
Back to recess, Santos trying to take Deborah Evora.
My 4-year-old has a friend named Hazel, and Hazel does that exact throw. It's just so intuitive. We've all done that headlock try to throw since we were little children. It's just an automatic human response.
And the utilization of it here inside the pit by Erika Santos shows that experience she's got, right? 2 fights so far here in Karate Combat. Meanwhile, Deborah Evora making the promotional debut. Her wiring is all Waco, ISK-centric, and so trying to maybe close the gap grappling-wise is not something you can do in 3 3-minute rounds.
Yeah, you're less accustomed to it, it's true. Evora there again with that middle kick, and it immediately gets Santos to storm in, which is the right response.
But when you think about scoring metrics, right, if all you're doing is shooting takedown after eating body kicks and effective offense, I would say that that's probably a losing type maneuver.
Well, scoring is so subjective as well. 3 human beings are making that call. And if those human beings have more experience in striking than they have in grappling, by nature, they will favor the strikes.
Second round comes to a close. We head to a third final potential round between Deborah Evora and Erika Santos. Robin Black through 6 minutes. Deeply impressed with this lightweight player.
And very difficult to say there's that body lock all the way in and takes her down. It's a good strategy. And here it's punching at range, and while she tries to kick against the spinning back fist, that does get through. Off balance spinning back fist. A lot of fun, a lot of chaos here.
In these next 3 minutes, Robin, what might be the expectation for both fighters?
It's tricky because Evora, I'm sure her corner's saying, let's move in circular and lateral ways. Let's move to the outside of the pit and draw this little aggressor in, and then impale her with long kicks on the way in. But because she got rocked early and she's moving into the primal instincts, it's actually hard to get a really tough, rugged fighter to do that. So let's see if Evora does that. Let's see if she moves left and right now instead of straight forward. Right now. This might give us an indication. Forward and then more forward. And see there, she hit and then moved out. She did get kicked on the way. So she's moving straight forward, in and out. And you really want her to move side to side if you can.
Nice switch body kick there from Evora, but at this stage in the fight, with maybe that fatigue, it is simply reinforcing her wiring instead of allowing her to expand beyond it.
She's human. It's easy to, if these were video game characters, we'd just press buttons and they would do things, but they're people. They're people who have emotions and responses and reactions and fears and worries and instincts, so they don't do what when we're sitting at home watching our screens and we think they should do. They're people, right? And both these two people, look at that straight shot on the exit.
Might have been a bit of off balance for Erika Santos. Either way, Deborah Evora trying to capitalize on it. 2 minutes remain in this third and possibly final round. Huge pivotal moment for Evora.
A lot of different reasons you knock somebody down with a punch, and a very real and reasonable one is you time it at the moment when they're off balance and on the end of your punch. We'll see that in the replays later. That's what happened there. Did she fall down because she was neurologically compromised? Maybe not, but did she fall down because she got stuck with the stick? She certainly did.
Santos again going for the trip, secures it. 90 seconds remain.
But 90 long seconds right now, Ben.
For Erika Santos, a bit of blood coming out of the mouth. She is busted open, trying to rely upon the right hand, but it is a very grappling-centric approach here. Robin, we're in Karate Combat. I appreciate the grappling, but it's not maybe the most scoring maneuver when you're getting busted open.
But, you know, real karate at its root was always a fighting art to win in hand-to-hand combat. It was not, people will often say, that doesn't look like karate. What are you talking, the 70s? That's only 50 years ago. Go back 50 more and see what real karate is. That's a part of it.
Nice teep there. Again, Santos wraps up. Evora brought down to the canvas.
Incidentally, Ben, that's how you know when someone on Twitter doesn't really know karate, is when they think it's what they saw in white pajamas in the 1970s. Real karate dates back a lot further than that, and that interpretation is not the interpretation that we have here today at the finest karate striking on planet Earth in karate combat.
27 seconds, and Santos brings Evora down. Might have to get a DNA test because she could be from Dagestan with all this wrestling, Robin.
And there, the straight long punches again from Evora, I'm sorry.
And when you think about this for Deborah Evora, what an educational experience in this environment with this rule set. You need to find answers to negate this, because if I'm Deborah Evora's next opponent, I make it a priority to include grappling in my training regimen.
Yeah, and the best answer for Evora is to move your feet. Right? Move your feet and don't be there. And she has that skill already. She doesn't need to become a better grappler if she's not in a position to be grappled. So, and there's that straight right hand that landed perfectly timed when your opponent is moving, and that's a legit knockdown. Bink. That is a legit knockdown.
And for Santos, right, her reaction to that moment for the rest of that third round does maybe indicate the damage that was caused, right?
But this is brilliant. It's working, and it slowed her down. There's that spinning back fist. The long kick, catch it, move in. Look at this beautiful shot. And she'll step in behind and take her down. Her own head will make contact, and that is one of the risks of that body lock with the outside trip, is sometimes your own head makes contact. That's a rough and tumble game, man. Getting kicked in the head sucks, but so does getting thrown onto the planet, getting smashed into planet Earth. It does. They could easily go to a fourth round. Remember, Santos drops her early in round 1. Evora drops her later in round 3. They could go to a fourth round for sure.
I did see the judges possibly say the words "one more round." They do indicate we are heading to a fourth and final round. Our first sudden death situation of the evening comes in our second bout of the night. It looks like Erika Santos' team doesn't really love that, but hey, it doesn't matter how you feel. You've got 3 minutes of action.
In fact, how you feel, your opinion of what is not only unimportant, it can be damaging. What is what is. How you feel about it is not only sometimes irrelevant, it can be harmful. You have to be focused, accept the truth of the situation, and get in there and fucking fight.
As Max Holloway always says, it is what it is. Best is blessed. We'll see who is cosmically aligned here in our final 3 minutes in the female lightweight division. Will it be the Pitbull incumbent Erika Santos looking to find back-to-back victories in her return from a 2-year layoff, or in the promotional debut for the incredibly decorated Deborah Evora? Will she get it done? Fourth and final round.
This is the kind of fight that they both have to go back, and they can do it together if they like, and watch and go, oh yeah, that, oh I forgot about that. Like, they're just living in it. They're so present in this fight. Oh, and she eats one bad one.
The discombobulation from Erika Santos.
Oh,
we reset back to the top, Robin.
Yeah, it's a reset, and Evora got legitimately rocked, neurologically compromised, but she's, and she eats it again.
Santos going to work, but Deborah Evora stuns her.
You said never been finished. That could change right now.
History-making opportunity for Erika Santos as she continues the assault.
Evora is punching back, but it looks like she's punching in seaweed or mud or quicksand, and that's her body's response. She's not tired, but she's been affected by being hit.
And in those instances, she is always moving that chin to the same spot time and time again. Santos eats a big teeth, finds her way to the canvas.
She wants to move around, control the legs, and strike down the middle. But as soon as your knees touch, they'll stand you back up. 1 minute, 52 seconds. Evora got dropped and rocked repeatedly, so she's going to have to really hurt Santos.
Deborah Evora took a long look over at her corner, some deep breaths on both sides. Santos, a lot of quick movement. She feels this moment, Robin.
Yeah, and she's been playing to exactly that strength, a straight right hand behind the hard guard. That power front guard right hand so straight and so sharp and so true.
Nice leg kick there from Deborah Evora. Now she backs up Santos. Stiff jab, connects on the nose.
I love this Evora, man. Like, she has been hurt and hurt repeatedly, and she's so back in this fight.
Evora able to keep upright. Erika Santos. Question about her gas tank now comes to mind with a minute remaining in this fourth round.
Well, again, just like in the first 30 seconds, she had to think she had this woman out of here.
Spinning attack not there. Now Santos on the bike. Evora trying to stalk her prey.
Santos is going to look for the body lock takedown repeatedly, but Evora with the knee.
And now a nice reversal here from Deborah Evora, but Santos finds some better position.
Yeah, it's a legit position, and it still is. Now they can stand about 30 seconds. I gotta think this is Santos's fight, unless Evora can take her off her feet right now.
Who's got more in the tank here in this sudden death round? Nice sting there from Evora.
Ben, can we please have a fifth round? And there's one more. Santos again with the right knuckles.
Santos trying to engage. Evora with a nice right hand.
And look at the face of Santos. What a fight. Thank you, ladies.
Responses from both competitors. Erika Santos bloodied up, but a beautiful display of violence all around, Robin Black.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it was as elegant as it was vulgar. And really a wonderful, wonderful display of courage and heart and grit and toughness and skill by both these two women. Why can't we have a fifth round, Ben?
I think President Awesome might be asking. Here's a replay from that fourth frame. Right hand sends Deborah Evora down. It looks like she was out, Robin.
Yeah, and watch how many right hands land. Now she hits her, and this is where she gets fatigued. There's another, and there's another, and there's another. Like, look at these. It's all right hands. The left tool sets up the right knuckles.
And for Deborah Evora in her karate combat debut, new discipline, new rule set to take this damage and still remain aggressive, right, offensively minded. Deeply impressive.
Deeply impressive. Those are two excellent words, my excellent friend.
All right, well, after 4 rounds of violence, let's send it inside to find out the official decision.
And your winner, by unanimous decision, fighting out of the blue corner, Erika Pitbull Santos.
Erika Santos makes it back-to-back victories here in karate combat. What a performance from her. Power, all ferocity, and a willingness to win that did not dissipate at any moment in those 4 rounds, Robin.
Very much so. And, you know, she is like a fast-twitch neurological athlete, right? Like, she's like a sprinter. So she has to fight, 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 and then recover. And when she recovers, she has to recover intelligently. But it was really tough. Her body is in a filthy hypoxic state right now, burning from like poisons in her body from that amount of exertion.
Awesome. Fight fans, you can now watch Karate Combat Live and bet live with our official crypto sportsbook partner, CloudBet. If you sign up tonight, you will receive double the welcome package, up to $5,000 in cash. Head to cloudbet.com/karate or use code karate to secure your welcome offer. Watch and bet now live on CloudBet. Fight fans, welcome back inside Destination Unknown for KC58. Next up in our third bout of the evening, it's the Bosnian, Urko Tune, and Monte Agbana.
Fighting out of the blue corner, Agbana.
A
Representing
debut,
his home
a
country
new
of Nigeria.
discipline, but the same apex predator, the python, Monte Agbana is here.
Yeah, I mean, he's a physical specimen. He's a highly experienced martial artist, but he's in tough against a brilliant combat artist in Urko Jun. Great way to make your debut, taking somebody this tough like he is.
Fighting out of the red corner, his opponent, representing his home country of Bosnia, Urko, the bounty hunter, Jun.
This demolition machine came from Bosnia, son. Robin Black, you ever been to Bosnia? You ever been in this?
No, I have not been to Bosnia, and I do know the reference you're making. If you hit us up on Twitter, if you know the reference Ben is making, you will win something. I don't know.
KC debut for the bounty hunter, 35 years young, but boy, he is physically quite conditioned.
Yeah, and he's a highlight machine. This is a wonderful martial artist, and this is a
Fighters,
fantastic
enter
fight.
the pit.
Finish anticipated. The bounty hunter, Urko Jun, takes aim at the pride of the animal kingdom, the python Monte Agbana. Round one underway.
Urko probably doesn't know a lot about Agbana, so watch for him to just use a few tests here. A front kick, a jab, a low kick. Just kind of gain some reads, gain some knowledge here.
Very traditional tatami style, bouncing hands low. Jun takes advantage with a leg kick.
As soon as you see the bladed side kick position, you want to kick that calf. Your longest tool, your kick to his closest weapon, the calf.
9 wins for the Bosnian, all of them TKOs, 6 of which have come in the first frame. The bounty hunter has collected so many souls, Robin.
You notice that just like I anticipated, he's gathering information, right? He's trying to get a read on the speed, a read on some of the physical attributes of this man and how they actually are expressed in fighting. But watch, Urko will explode in. He's also lying right now. He's trying to make Agbana start to settle in and think this is kind of a safe fight. It's not a bit of a sparring match, and Urko will explode in.
1 minute 50 on the clock here in the first round. Agbana applying a lot of pressure, but to your point, Jun maybe has some tricks up those pant sleeves.
He's doing two things. He's gaining information and he's telling lies right now. He's telling lies. I'm not that fast. I'm not that dangerous. This is not a high-pressure fight. Don't worry. We're just gonna spar it out a little bit here, and then he'll blitz in behind something. Those are tests too, right? He's doing large steps that are testing your response to his potentially upcoming blitz.
Thudding kicks from Jun, keeping it downstairs, but Robin, I anticipate him to head up to the head quite soon.
Yeah, he's not going to be in a rush here because he doesn't know a lot about Agbana, and Agbana has a style that's hard to interpret because he's put together a package built on a traditional martial arts scaffolding, right? So it's very hard to know what he's going to do. So Urko, the experienced guy, is going to try to gain information here and, like I said, tell some lies.
Agbana, 3 pro finishes, all of them TKOs. Born in Lagos, now fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida. Says that he turns strikers into wrestlers, which thankfully doesn't need to worry about here tonight, really.
Urko does a little double front kick or a jumping snap kick just to keep the distance. It's like flipping a table in a cowboy movie. Now the calf again against the bladed stance.
Elicits a response from Agbana, which means that had to have hurt, Robin.
Yeah, it's just such a small muscle. And it's nerve heavy. It's laden with nerves, right? And Agbana is lifting that and now switching his stance. So he definitely felt it.
A damaging first frame from the Bosnian Urko Jun. But Lagos-born python Monte Agbana still has this size, this frame. The question is, Robin, in round number 2, can he utilize it?
Yeah, if you ask the guy who is facing a dangerous guy like Urko June, how would you feel if you came out of round 1, not very hurt, with a lot more information and getting comfortable? And Agbana would have been thrilled at that. So he's about to enter round 2, very, very dangerous here, unpredictable. That you see, watch the weight on his foot after that. Big. Now he's out, and then yeah, kicks him right out, off balance.
And that timing on that attack, a product of those big steps, right?
Yeah.
Without Agbana making him pay for those types of downloads, I feel like the Python should maybe try and capitalize on those spots a little bit more.
Yeah, Urko's pattern setting him, right? Like to see large movements and not be threatened by them. And that'll allow you to come storming in with something like that.
Bounty Hunter opening up with some wild offense here. Agbana avoids.
There it goes right back to it, very smart. And now you can go up to the head after that. Or that step also is like a fake low kick. You can get a response just by stepping. When he keeps stepping through and getting nothing back, it's gonna encourage Urko to storm in with a 2 or a 3 step attack. He's got a lot of highlights off blitzes.
30 seconds gone by in round number 2.
Really fascinating dynamic between these two.
And we see such a different tale in our first fight of the night with Sergey Ponomarev, who keeps it all so tight, but each of these competitors has the hands in every place but the chin.
So when people watch Taekwondo fighters fight and the hands are down, they're like, why don't they keep their hands up? By dropping your hands, you allow more movement in the torso, more movement in the head, and more movement with the feet. So you sacrifice the hands being at your chin in reward for movement, right? And both of these guys are making that trade.
And that is a style in serving that we'll see later tonight in our main event with Robellis Despaigne in his pursuit of Sam Alvey's Karate Combat Gold here in the light heavyweight division. Minute 30 on the clock. Again, June attacks the lead leg.
Smart. You know, you wanna knock a man out with a big blitz and a big series of attacks. But if that doesn't come, you have to also be chipping away enough to win. And that's what he's doing. It's like he's trying to set up for a big shot, but if it's not there, kick the calf enough to either hurt him or just do more than he's doing. So it's like a backup plan. It's like a hedge. The calf kicks are like a hedge on a bet.
And if you're June, without really much requisite offense from Monte Agbana, you are both scoring in the lead, and the responsibility is on the Python.
Yeah, and Agbana, he's being lulled into this. You know, it's easy when you don't feel like you're in danger. It's hard to make more danger, right? Like it's hard to create a scenario that's more dangerous. Why don't we just hang out here and see if I can jab my way in a little bit? It's not conscious, it's just human behavior.
35 left in round 2. June again isolates that lead leg with a beautiful calf kick, lulls you into a dream, and then puts you to sleep.
Yeah.
The Bosnian bounty hunter in search of his 10th stoppage here tonight.
Yeah, this is a very experienced approach to be able to lull somebody into thinking it's kind of a safe, easy-going fight, and before they know it, the fight has gone by and they've lost, right? Like it's a bit of veteran trickery.
Stance switch again from Agbana as he goes back to that orthodox, now southpaw to close out the second frame. June has tried that wild spinning back fist several times, Robin, but hasn't necessarily landed. What might be the adjustment to connect on that strike?
I mean, at some point, by using the wide kicks and the wide punches, you can make him start defending that and then go straight down the middle and kick him in the body, right? But we shall see. Urko's generally, it's a smart game. Set up something big, but if the big attack never comes, win it small. And that's, I think, what he's getting away with here through 2 rounds. If you're Agbana, you don't want him to get away with it any further, so you have to be aggressive. But it's hard, like I said, it's hard to be aggressive when you haven't been hurt, and you know, this is starting to feel like a comfortable fight. You may be losing the fight, but it's comfortable, and so you settle into it. And you know, 2 hours later, you'll be like, what? Why did that happen? How did I do that? Why didn't I do more? But it's a veteran who's kind of teaching you to behave the way he wants you.
And for both of these fighters, Karate Combat debuts on both sides. But to your point, Monte Agbana definitely going to watch this back and think, man,
I
so
should have
many
done more.
opportunities.
But it isn't his fault. He's being led and he's being hypnotized by another fighter. Oh, he lands there.
Talk
He's
about
got him, he's got him.
Agbana might have just turned the tables, and it is over. The Bosnian bounty hunter out of ammo as the Python sinks the fangs into the third round.
And that's what we were saying. The goal for him in round 3 is don't let this guy get away with this anymore. Don't just linger on the outside. Don't let him lull us into a, quote, easy fight. Make him pay for it, and that's exactly what Agbana did. When it counted most, he landed the big punch.
Monte Agbana has not won since July 2022. What an amazing performance here tonight in Miami. Odds stacked against him. Down on the rounds, seemingly not having success, but Robin Black, right hand changes everything.
Yeah, and good for him, man, to not have won in a couple of years and to defeat someone like Urko. And let's see that again if we get a chance. If we can look one big. So see, he steps through on the punch, right? It's a big, powerful guy, allowing his punches to be free, like whipping a towel, and then he stepped through on it, right there, step through. That step through is what allowed him to penetrate deep enough in to land it. And we were talking about how Urko was trying to sort of teach him and trick him and manipulate him. Well, maybe he was manipulating back. What he may have done is taught Urko, well, my punches aren't that deep. But like, I can't hit you from this range, right? And then waited for his chance and landed.
And similarly with Urko June trying this spinning back fist, you can see him start to maybe think about spinning.
It. Yep.
And Monte collides with a colossal right hand. Born in Lagos, now trains out of Coconut Creek and wins tonight in Miami. Welcome back to the victorious column, Monte Agbana. Let's send it inside and make it official.
And your winner, with the TKO in the 28 seconds of the third round, Monte Agbana.
Victorious in the third, the Python with some venom to reign supreme in the animal kingdom tonight, Robin.
Yeah, the what was a step through right hand, but the when was important. Like you said, Ben, it was the timing of throwing it mid-spin or mid-expression. It didn't matter if he was spinning or punching. He did it while Urko was throwing.
An amazing finish here at KC58. Folks, Brave Browser is the official internet browser of Karate Combat. 3 times faster than Chrome and the best privacy online. Brave.com. Folks, welcome back inside to Destination Unknown KC58. Monte Agbana celebrating that unreal finish in the third, a comeback KO. But Robin, we can't waste any time. We have to keep the action rolling.
More fights, more fights, more fights.
We take it to former UFC Marcus Perez as he meets Wallace Lopes in a fun light heavyweight affair. You can see on Cloudbet, Perez the heavy favorite. But we have seen some upsets already tonight, Robin.
Yes, we have. We got the blue corner.
For your next bout, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Brazil, Wallace Lopes.
Wallace Lopes.
Wallace Lopes here inside the pit. Sizable underdog, but anything can occur inside Karate Combat.
And fighting out of the red corner, also representing Brazil, Marcus Maluco Perez.
7-fight UFC UFC veteran Marcus Perez attached to tonight's card. Very memorable KC performance last time out against Uriah Hall. While it was a unanimous decision defeat, it was one of the better performances I think we've seen in some time, Robin.
This guy is literally just born to fight. I've commentated him winning grappling tournaments at black belt. I've commentated him in Jorge Masvidal's bare knuckle MMA. You give him a rule set, you give him a fighting environment, in this case a karate combat and a pit, and he will show up. He doesn't care what time it is, Friday, Saturday, midnight, who gives a rat's whatever. He'll step into here and he'll fight you.
Fighters, enter the pit.
Marcus is most at home when he's fighting somebody. So welcome home, Marcus. And Wallace Lopez, happy to oblige you, I'm sure.
Big opportunity for Wallace to destabilize an established commodity for Marcus Perez. A chance to get back in the win column. What a quick start from Perez.
Perez trains with Jorge Masvidal. Came out threatening the flying double knee.
It's over for gravity. Wallace back to his feet. Marcus Perez, southpaw stance. Really fluid movement from Marcus here in the first 30 seconds of round one.
Be water.
Be water, be a tsunami potentially, Robin.
Water can flow and it can crash, my friend. Kick, switch of stance.
But for Wallace Lopez, being on the bike, really evading, not giving and planting anything from Marcus Perez.
Anytime you see somebody backing up, it can really be a good thing, right? You're inviting. It's a strategy. It's a tactic for an experienced fighter to be comfortable enough in duress to draw you in. That's a dangerous guy. Watch, drawing him in. He knows he's facing a tough, aggressive pressure fighter, so he draws him in. Tries to stick him with the straight right.
Marcus Perez is notably taking on former UFC champ Dricus du Plessis, as well as Anthony Hernandez, Andrew Sanchez, Eric Anders. So some pretty tenured competition that Perez has come up against in his UFC days.
Yeah, he'll fight anybody. Like I said, in any style or any environment.
Midway through round number one, Wallace Lopez hesitant to really commit in any avenue here.
I don't hate it. I'm not mad at it, you know. Drawing, moving, interpreting, seeing, and waiting. Okay, now's maybe my chance to test it, push a little bit. I got a feeling when Lopez throws that right hand, man, he's going to throw it with full, unencumbered commitment.
Head kick there, blocked.
Smart
from Wallace Lopez.
Yeah, smart by Perez, because what you're doing also is you're kicking the wrist, right? People don't realize that when we think block, you get kicked in the arm, again, kicked in the forearm. That's not a block, it's a kick to the arm, right? A real block is two arms or an arm and a leg.
And even with a successful block, still damage, right? Still
the shin
difficult
bone on the small bones and the wrist, and and look, you've got Lopez, whose right hand is loaded. There, like I said, right? That's his weapon. You can see it clear as day. So kick the weapon, right? Bruce Lee called it limb destruction. Attack the weapon.
Nice body kick from Wallace, who's rising to the occasion. Perez now shifting the momentum, trying to pressure.
I like Wallace. He knows what he's doing here. He's calm. And you better be calm when you're fighting a ferocious opponent, right? And it's not easy to do.
Round one comes to a close. Wallace Lopez over-delivering through 3 minutes. For Marcus Perez, keeps addressing that right pant leg, Robin. Unsure if it's maybe just to expose that shin to the elements a little bit, or if there might be something bothering him.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I kick you in the arm. You got hit in the arm, but I got hit in the shin, right? Like, fighters who watch fights don't think, oh, well, he got blocked.
Damage goes both ways.
Bones hit bones, right? And there's so much more damage in the non-exciting moments that happen than the average fight fan realizes.
Couple replays here from round number one. Nice midsection assault there from Wallace.
Yeah, Wallace is dangerous. He's smart. He knows what he's doing here.
And like you mentioned with that right hand, we haven't seen him line that up. Clearly, he is looking for it, though.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes somebody will land something good and people will say, I'd like to see him do more of that. But sometimes I'd like to see him do less. Save it. Keep it. Don't show too much. Don't give too much information about it. Keep it there until the time really is right. It takes a real veteran, experienced fighter to do that. And I don't know, man. Lopes got something here. He's got a strategy. He's got an approach. He's got his own style. It's a little bit different. He's willing to fight a ferocious guy in the right way. This is a real fight here.
Perez, nice attack up the middle, then doubles it up with a lead leg kick.
There's the right hand. Perez is doing, Perez is, you think of him, if you know him, as a pressure fighter, as a brawler, but he's smart too. Like, he's picking away at the outside when he's not sure there. And now he'll pass this guard for sure, right?
Nice, big, singular strike from Marcus Perez, while Lopes finds his way back to the feet.
Good for him. Perez is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, so to pass and punch for a guy like Perez is actually a very natural thing to do.
And we talk about Perez's maybe eclectic record of late, right? Doing everything from pillow fighting to boxing to game bred. He is checking all the boxes combat sports-wise, and I would say really finding a home specifically here inside the pit.
Yeah, you know, there weren't a lot of people wanting to fight who he fought on that last card. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of people just lining up.
1 minute 30 remains here in round number 2. Lopes putting on some pressure. Oh! Big spinning attack lands for Lopes.
And Perez, outside trip, watch the pass and punch. And tries to spinning kick.
Perez, creativity is his middle name.
When Perez fought Uriah Hall, we know how creative and exciting Uriah Hall is. Perez was playing his game. Perez was jumping and spinning too.
Wallace, nice combo there. Perez bulldozing his way into the pocket. Final minute of round number 2. Elbows from Perez.
Yeah, now he's just gonna unload. But like I said, well, think of him as a brawler. There's lots of reason to do so, but he's smart. When he needs to get in and control inside, grapple a little bit, he'll do it. When he needs to elbow and then punch his way out, he'll do it. He's a smart fighter. There's the outside trip again, turns him.
Again, addressing the pants is Perez. Final 30. Lopes, a little bit of steam, maybe off the shoulders here, some stamina, and dropping.
And some of that is Perez realizing, hey man, I better take some of the sting off this guy's right hand. Let's grapple him a little bit.
Final 10 seconds of round 2. Marcus Perez walking Wallace down. Big collision here, some clinched knees. Repositioning from Perez, while Lopes evades.
And Lopes is starting to feel that fatigue. He's happy the end of that round came. This minute will be, I saw Perez, you saw it too there, my friend. Perez had a little stumble going up. You know, we don't know, like, is there a minor injury in that foot? You never really know.
A couple replays here from this second frame.
Watch
nice
the pass
trip.
and punch. Pass and punch. Hits the sternum.
And I almost like that he targeted the midsection, right? A lot of people say the body is always going to stay the same. The head might move. There's that spinning effort there. Nice shot from Wallace. Has creativity of his own, Rob.
Yes, he does. And here he tries to spin and kick over top. Elbow, and then watch when he gets a little bit of gap right there. Elbows, now punches, wide punches. Just very aware of where they are, like the distance and space between them. Watch this epic shot here. Turns him.
Some say the highest quality camera in combat sports, Robin.
Hey man, looks good.
Third round between these two Brazilians, Lopes and Marcus Perez.
Lopes is going to be very dangerous in these first 45 seconds, especially that right hand and maybe that right kick now too for Wallace.
Perez. Sorry, Rob.
There's a certain style of fighter. Lopes punches his way in. A certain style of fighter who has a primary weapon and shoehorns everything else towards it. And Lopes looks like that kind of guy. That right hand is such a featured weapon for him that everything else is there to set it up.
Perez addressing the pants, drops the mouth guard momentarily. Equipment situation after situation. He's turning those pants into capris, Robin.
Honestly, it could be simply a style thing with him. It really could. He's like, I want to look good while I'm fighting.
Well, he looked good with that left hand. Wallace Lopes eats it, continues to walk Perez down. 2 minutes left in this third round. And like you mentioned, Lopes really turning up the aggression as this fatigue sets in.
Yeah, that first minute now is off the clock. And if you're Perez, you're like, I want to navigate the first minute against Lopes.
Lopes showing the sweat on the head, body, knees, and toes. Perez, nice movement from him. I really love how he's been moving around this pit, Robin.
Yeah, and he's drawing a guy who maybe will slow down as we get into this last half of the third round, the second half of the third round. Get him to chase you. Remember, we were admiring Lopes backing up in the first round. Now it's Lopes chasing, right? Perez backing up. Very smart.
Huge leap in left from Lopes, unsuccessful. Marcus telegraphed a little bit on that spin, didn't connect.
He knew he was safe because he had a guy backing up and so much gap between them that he could just still try it. Now Lopes goes in to try to grab the body. Watch Lopes take a deep, if he takes a deep breath right here. Watch this.
As he runs out of frame.
Yeah. The next time they grapple, you'll see it. You know, that instinct to grapple, even though you don't want to. Well, he's really throwing punches. Spinning back fist. Yeah. This is going to be a good 30 seconds for Marcus right now. He's got to keep his knees off the ground. Now, they shouldn't have separated that. He can absolutely punch there. Both his feet were on the ground, nothing else.
I was about to say Perez, aware of the rules, was monitoring where his knees were, gets the position taken away regardless. Final 20, Lopes up on the wall. Again, a separation when Perez's knees weren't down.
It's a gritty fight. It's a bit of a tough one to score. I think judges would see it for Perez if everything stays the same.
Closing moments of the third. Both Brazilians finding their way. We'll see if a fourth round is necessary.
I think Perez just controlled the minutes enough, was more aggressive, landed a little more. I think it was all for him. It's whether or not the judges see that.
Here's some replays from that third round. Marcus Perez evading the spinning shots and redirecting Wallace Lopes to the positions he wants him in, Robin.
That's all just natural. That guy has been moving out of the way of somebody trying to hit him and then using their body against him for decades now.
And think he's been in there with some of the best. Here's a close-up on Marcus Perez. We highlighted the stamina of Wallace Lopes, but for Marcus Perez, this is a fight as well. Those were 3 hard rounds, and you see it is starting to take a toll on the gas tank.
Perez is just such a fighter. I don't know what else he does. I'm sure he has other interests and passions in his life. But would you be surprised if he's in the gym 11 times a week, every week? You wouldn't, right?
Robin,
and we saw the shape he was in with Uriah Hall.
He could be a lover of classical theater, a Shakespearean guy.
Yeah. Let's make some noise. Who's ready for one more round? Let's hear it.
Lopes is having a good time. He had a good fight. He deserves the right to have a little dance. It's been a long night, a long few days for these guys. It's great to see him having a good time. They're taking a bit of time, though. Oh, no, I think we do have a... Can you imagine if he did have a fourth round after he just... One more round, and Lopes has just been dancing, right? He needs his mouth guard.
Veteran move from Wallace Lopes to keep the mouth guard outside the pit. Buys him some seconds.
It didn't look like he exerted himself too much dancing. It was very natural and relaxed, but now look at Marcus, just on him.
Perez understands that this is the time to leave everything out into the pit. 3 minutes remain. You don't have a lead. You aren't up on the scorecards. It comes down to this.
Marcus also pissed off. He thought he won this fight already. So now you got a mad Marcus Perez, which is an ornery Marcus Perez.
Wallace Lopes shelling up on the pit wall here. Marcus Perez again issuing some ground and pound.
Now again, the ref is Marcus is in every position to keep fighting here, and we need our referees to be able to recognize if 2 feet are on the ground and you're striking, you can continue to strike until your man gets up.
Nice short elbow from Perez. Lopes.
There's another one to the nose.
Just a frustrating shot, such a hard bone onto that nose. 2 minutes remain in this sudden death round.
Well, minute 1 belongs to Marcus Perez, so Wallace Lopes has to try to sway it his way in the next 2 minutes.
Movement starting to abandon. Wallace Lopes gets shucked off to the canvas, and again Perez having the position stopped, and Wallace Lopes being brought back to the feet.
Lopes
90 seconds remain.
Tired.
Perez could be a couple strikes away from stopping this,
Yes,
Robin.
he could. And you know, if they just let Perez strike standing on over top of him, this fight would have already probably been over. Good for Lopes. He's making really smart decisions in here to tie up and burn some clock, but he is tired.
A little bit of a Superman strike there from Lopes. Nice combo, but eats another elbow on the inside. That might have woken Wallace Lopes back up a bit as we head to the final minute.
His mouth is open. Up elbow. Anderson Silva up elbow.
Lopes narrowly avoided that strike. Marcus Perez's corner is begging him to engage and come forward at Wallace Lopes.
Well, he wants to finish now. He's winning this round and ultimately winning this fight, but he wants to finish this man.
Lopes maybe trying to spin in this phone booth, setting separation. He's walking it off. Wallace Lopes wants to survive here, Robin.
And it's going to be tough to survive on your back with a man standing over you, punching you in the beak. Oh.
Lopes shelling up here, turtling as we head to the final frame of round 4.
Again, that was illegal, and I'm not trying to be critical of somebody doing a hard job in here, but that was a legal position for Perez to continue to strike.
Perez swinging fire until the bell here in this sudden death frame. Wallace Lopes simply out of gas, but survives to the scorecards. Marcus Perez notches his best round of the fight here at KC 58.
You know, Perez might have been a little bit irritated that he didn't already win it, but now he's really glad because he got to fight 3 more minutes, and this guy loves to fight, right? So ultimately, he gets the result he thought he already had and gets the pleasure of another round. And for him, he's going to look back. He's going to be frustrated by the judges, but he's also going to be thankful. Up elbow right there. That was Anderson Silva versus Strickland, a classic knockout.
And it was a really statement round for Marcus Perez, unloading all the creativity, pushing Wallace Lopes off. I mean, the strength to just shove a grown man to the side is impressive. Let's send it inside and make the decision official.
And your winner, by unanimous decision, out of the red corner, Marcus Maluco Perez.
Not many surprises associated with that result. Marcus Perez bounces back from his bout with Uriah Hall in impressive fashion. You talked about how not many people were signing up to face Uriah. I don't know many that would want to see this version of Marcus Perez opposite them in the pit.
Nah, man. This guy's truly, this is what he was put on earth to do. Birds fly, fish swim. Marcus Perez fights men in cages and rings and pits and platforms all over the world.
And sometimes with pillows.
Yeah.
So much great action here from Destination Unknown at KC 58. Before we crack on, here's a word from our sponsor, Hedera.
What is built on Hedera? Some of the best tokenized projects on Earth. To get started, teams can launch their tokens on Headstarter or Meme Job. Then reward your community with a custom level on Smack Mosquito, Hedera's meme-tility game now available on iOS and Android. That's what's built on Hedera.
Folks, welcome back to KC58 Destination Unknown as we take it to a fun affair, a catchweight bout between former UFC talent Claudio Ribeiro and a decorated Gold Coast representative in Jaden Anaud. Anaud, a heavy favorite here tonight, but Ribeiro, a power puncher through and through.
Out of the red corner, Jaden
People have seen Anaud fight, and those that have know that he's dangerous, he's explosive, he's aggressive. There's a real beautiful simplicity in how he likes to fight. And so if they've seen him fight before, that's why they're swaying that way.
Round number 1, underway.
But if you bet against Claudio Ribeiro just because you haven't seen him fight, you're a crazy person. He's dangerous.
Ooh, Ribeiro opening up here early in the first frame. Jaden Anaud, the first 2 appearances here at Karate Combat. First round TKOs in both of them, one of which over Adam Hossa, the other on Julius Anglicus. Now trying to end Claudio Ribeiro in the first.
Anaud is looking for knees up the middle too, elbows down. He was biting down on the mouthpiece when he was throwing there in that first 30 seconds. There's a real aggression in his attack. There, Ribeiro lands, and again, and again.
Ribeiro, a very formidable foe. Anaud needs to be careful inside the pocket. There's a reason why Claudio made it to the UFC level.
And there again, Claudio lands the right hand. He's got Anaud shook.
2 minutes remain in round number 1. The Gold Coast trying not to settle for silver, Robin, but Claudio Ribeiro really connecting with these strikes.
And these two are just going to go offense versus offense now, probably for the next minute. If they're both still standing, perhaps it'll slow down, but they're just going to meet each other and engage. O versus O here.
Ribeiro, 4 fights within the UFC. Took on Roman Kopylov and Christian Leroy Duncan.
Jeez.
Now connecting on the Aussie. And there is serious bad intention in Claudio Ribeiro here.
Both, man. And Anaud started off really committed to those punches, but there's a wobble in the way he's moving now, and it's probably because of the strikes he's absorbed.
13 pro finishes for Claudio Ribeiro, all of them TKOs, 100% finishing rate in his victories. Anaud might not have respected that stoppage power from the Brazilian.
Ribeiro looks fantastic tonight, just throwing, committing, and like fully committed to the punches and landing a lot. They're both tired.
Jaden Anaud, deep breaths, the body behavior not inspiring confidence.
Both of them are breathing deep, and in fact, this little 20-25 second break is probably going to have us have a car crash again right here. Full, like, watch, offense versus offense. Here it comes.
Nice teep there from Anaud. Ribeiro, though, just cutting off the pin.
Oh,
nice left hook from Claudio.
Oh, got him.
Anaud down to the canvas.
Yeah, that's a good stoppage. Knees on the ground. You can't strike from there. Anaud is wobbled.
Anaud suffered a first-round TKO in his last appearance. Claudio Ribeiro wants to repeat history.
Ribeiro is super aggressive, tuned right in. Now he hit him again behind the ear. An off-balance strike.
Ribeiro, a man possessed as he stalks Jaden Anaud.
Look at Anaud's eyes. His mouth is wide open. He has been hit hard.
It's the left hook from Claudio that continually finds a home on that ear of Anaud.
Anaud's...
Back of the head there from Anaud. Which could just be an indicator, apologies, Robin, that he's this damaged and destabilized.
He's getting a point taken now. I mean, earlier he was trying to strike the trapezius, right? Trying to strike the muscles between the ear and the shoulder. That time he hit the back of that, but you're right, he just can be discombobulated. But they keep getting these little short breaks, and it's just going to power up both of them.
Watch out for that left hook of Claudio.
There it is.
Again, finds a home. round one comes to a close, Robin Black, but Jaden Anaud, this is not a form that we typically see him in.
No, he made it up the wall, and a minute is a lot there. Watch, Bink. That one is over the shoulder, and there it is again, through the little opening by the wrist. Wide, fully committed. It's like, you know, putting a cue ball in a sock and swinging it. You know what I mean? These are launched more than they're expressed, you know, and there the right sneaks through. He's hurling knuckles here.
And what we've seen trouble Claudio Ribeiro, maybe at times, isn't the strikes upstairs. It's more the body work that chips away at the Brazilian. And for Anaud to just go toe-to-toe upstairs, not the advisable path to victory, at least what history would reflect.
Yeah, there, the hook, and comes over the top. Sometimes your instinct to fight back is going to be to your detriment, and Anaud kept wanting to just punch with him instead of move or defend or counter.
Jaden Anaud.
There's the left hook again, elbows in tight. Anaud's not as accurate, and that's not surprising after you've been hit about the head a bunch.
Very true, but
for lack of a more, that's about as technical as you can get here. He's been hit about the head a bunch.
The barn burner of a fight, we just simply must use the simplest of phrases. But for Anaud, right, maybe mixing it up and being a bit more creative, throwing those spinning attacks, keeping some more range could be advisable as he continues to recover. But Claudio Ribeiro trying to pick up right where he leaves off.
For Anaud, you go that way or exactly the opposite. Simple, simple, simple. Jab, low kick, jab, low kick. Sometimes minimize the menu. Oh! But there, he took your advice and went for the spin and up with the overhand hurl.
Maybe you simply have to fight fire with fire. Get as wild as Claudio, but that could be to your demise.
Yes, and that was exactly what he was doing, biting down.
Claudio Ribeiro sits down Jaden Anaud and finds the second round KO.
It was a fastball overhand right.
Talk about taking the teeth home with you. Claudio Ribeiro won't be denied here in Miami.
Watch this fastball when we see the replay. It looks like a pitch, more pitch than punch. Here is Bink. Far more pitch than punch, that one.
Shohei Ohtani
steps to the pitcher's mound, and Bink.
Just an unreal laser-like right hand. Anaud wanted to play the game of Claudio Ribeiro and find out why all 13 of his victories are by way of TKO.
That is a dangerous cat, man. If you're gonna stand in the gap and fire with him, here it comes again, and boop. Oh, baby, that's a beautiful shot.
A highlight reel for the ages for Claudio Ribeiro.
Yes. Fighting is complicated and it's technical, but sometimes it's easy too. Sometimes literally you get into range and you throw your knuckles and you touch chin and you say goodnight.
Let's make it official and send it inside to the pit.
And your winner, out of the blue corner with a KO victory, the silver.
Unreal efforts here from Claudio Ribeiro. Anaud, such a respected commodity here at Karate Combat. Claudio Ribeiro said, it doesn't matter, it's my time.
Well, Anaud is going over to congratulate the other corner, but I'm not sure he knows exactly where he is, but good for him, under his own power, to walk out of here after a tough, gritty performance of his own. But this guy, Claudio Ribeiro, man, who's going to fight him next, and what are they going to do? The answer is what you don't do is stand in the fire of space with him and chuck knucks. You know, you don't.
Here's another look at that right hand. Beautiful setup. Down goes Jaden Anaud. Claudio Ribeiro, a knockout machine.
The left hand can hit the guard, it can get a response, or it can just serve as a rangefinder. If we get another look, well, there we'll see him celebrate. Covered in blood, those two came out here and they bled for your entertainment, ladies and gentlemen.
Unreal efforts from Claudio Ribeiro. and hitting the worm here in Miami. Karate Combat 58 is powered by Hedera. The H-Bar Foundation helps the brightest minds in Web3 take their ideas from on-bane to on-chain. Check out hbarfoundation.com to learn more.
Claudio Evora.
Up-only gaming is different. When a fight comes up, if you have karate tokens, you place them on a fighter. If he wins, you get additional tokens. If he loses, you don't lose anything. Web3 has allowed us to engage the fans and do things that we couldn't do with traditional tools. We're looking for 10, 20 million fans. Traditional blockchains don't support that kind of volume. We're enjoying the journey. We're really excited about the community's response within Web3 and traditional sports.
Folks, welcome back to Destination Unknown. Here is a fun featured welterweight fight between Oscar Remyhana and the human highlight reel, Brandon Jenkins.
You gotta dig it. Brandon Jenkins got a terrible haircut, terrible tattoos, but man, can this dude
fight? Out of the blue corner, the human highlight reel, Brandon Jenkins.
It's not my place to say it, but he says it's a trailer park look that he comes by honestly. When he was a kid, he watched his dad fight. His dad fought in tough man contests. This man is a very improvisational performer, and he's against somebody who knows how to fight in his own right. Will simplify the menu.
Oscar Remyhana. Fighters,
these
enter the pit.
Could not be more different in how they look and think and behave and fight.
This first round brought to you by Brave Browser. Brave Browser is the official internet browser of Karate Combat, 3 times faster than Chrome and the best privacy online. Brave.com. Round number 1 of this welterweight affair between the human highlight reel and Oscar Remyhana, who has yet to taste defeat across all disciplines he's experienced. Most recently made the debut opposite Naulimov Firdovshin back in November of 2024.
Yeah, and he's a smart fighter, an economical fighter, all high percentage choices, whereas Brandon Jenkins rolls high randomness dice. But he makes it work, right?
Oh, not tonight. Talk about making it work! He's out of business as Oscar Remyhana shuts down the highlight reel with a finish for the ages.
Jenkins is up and he is complaining. I've seen him, and we've all seen him absorb head kicks and keep fighting, and he wants to, but that was a vicious shin to chin by Remyhana.
The New Zealand, by way of Indonesia, shuts off Jenkins with a nice lead head kick, Robin.
He flashes the lift of the knee first. We watch it one more time. Watch his left knee lift. Watch, right there, fake, bink. So the little fake to sort of freeze the CPU, overwhelm it with information, tell it a little lie. The little fake with the knee puts it back down. Right here, watch. Up and down and boop. Chin to chin, right along the line of the mandible. Jars the head.
Not something you see. Oscar Remyhana making it happen. Let's send it inside to make that freaky fast finish official.
And your winner, with the first round knockout out of the red corner, Oscar Remyhana.
Remyhana remains perfect in his combat sports career, making it now back-to-back victories in Karate Combat.
Nice. He waited 5 or 6 hours today to do that, and then it didn't take much time. If we get another look at that, when we see it, what you'll notice is the really light toes, right? He's got really, I think we might get a little chat with him.
I don't believe so.
Nope.
Aglair is the official interoperability partner of Karate Combat, uniting fighters and fans across blockchains. And talk about uniting the shin to the chin.
Yes, and what it is a little soft touch toe, light foot. Doesn't look like much. It's a non-threatening position, a non-threatening movement, but then all threat after that. And he was casual about it. He was like, yeah, this is what I came to do. I came to kick this man in the face. And that he did. Kicked that man in the face, Ben Davis.
Man, don't want to see Oscar Remyhana opposite me in the pit. What I do want to see, though, is all of the fans take it to Agbana.
That was nicely done.
Thank you.
Yeah. That was really good. I like.
What is built on Hedera? Some of the best tokenized projects on Earth. To get started, teams can launch their tokens on Headstarter or Meme Job. Then reward your community with a custom level on Smack Mosquito, Hedera's meme-tility game now available on iOS and Android. That's what's built on Hedera.
Welcome inside for the monsoon. Dark clouds are brewing as Larkin brings his patented knockout power in against the Brazilian Venuto Antunes.
Oh, yes.
Fighting out of the blue corner, Guilherme Bastos.
I was a little too excited, I suppose. We've got Guilherme here inside the blue corner, Robin. Guilherme, great fighter, excellent tattoos, very bleached hair, short trim. I like that, but I will say, Robin, a huge underdog.
Yes, a huge underdog. He's got that swagger to him. He's got the confidence which you will need to wade into the fire to fight Larkin. But man, Larkin has knocked out some pretty legit people. Incredible athlete, incredible martial artist, highly intelligent, ultra violent. And this kid said, yes, I would like to fight that man, please, in a pit in Miami. Sign me up. Respect.
The line between courage and stupidity, though, is quite thin. And for Guilherme, this is a monumental step up in competition.
On the weekend like usual. Way off in the deep end like usual. Niggas swear they passed us, they doing too much. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up. Birds around the paddock with my wrist going nuts. Niggas caught me slipping once.
Larkin backstage. I'm sure he's ready to go.
We are like the Polar Express, Robin Black, going off the rails a little bit. And we're hitting fight number 8 here instead. Nemo Fazio and Guilherme Bastos. No switch around of matchup. It remains the same. The grandson of Saladin in the red corner opposite his foe tonight, Guilherme. Still though, I'm very excited for this matchup.
I am too, but did you just use an animated Christmas cartoon as a reference?
I did.
Respect. Respect.
Nemo Fazio, 29. Hey, welcome inside the booth. Ben Davis opposite the decorated Robin Black. Listen, gang, we're doing what we can here outside Miami. At what time is it? 1:58 a.m. I hope you guys are enjoying back home. There he is. It's the grandson of Saladin, Nemo Fazio.
Love it, love it. There was a change in our order, and that's what happened probably in the back, was a fighter. The change in the order for us that we have, that maybe our audience has at home, and then the fighters. So,
you know, we felt that the audience didn't wait enough for Larkin's action.
That's right.
To make him wait a little bit more. Patience is a virtue, and at 2 in the morning, it is a commodity.
Yeah, a necessity, my friend. So this young man, Guilherme, did not say, I would like to fight Larkin. He said, I would sign up to fight this man, please.
I would still like to remain opposite Nemo Fazio, but either way, still a power puncher. 7 pro finishes in Nemo Fazio's 9 victories. Only loss was to Muhammad Alakre at UAE Warriors in July of 2022. It has been 3 years of perfection as he enters his KC debut.
Let's bring these guys in the pit.
They were in the pit for a moment, I believe, yep.
Out of the red corner, Nemo Fazio.
We got an update that it was a commission fight order conflict with ours, but it really doesn't matter because we're going to have this awesome fight and then, Ben, I guess another awesome fight after that.
They're all awesome,
Yeah,
Robin. And the good
tonight,
news is,
honestly.
Lorenz Larkin will be fighting tonight, just not now.
Yeah.
Looks like we do have the mouth guard for Nemo Fazio, the grandson of Saladin, looking to extend his win streak to 6 in a row. Had to count there, Robin. Round number 1, lot of action and noise here from the crowd for Kurdistan's own. Nemo Fazio in the black trunks, Guilherme Bastos in the white. Southpaw on orthodox, but it looks like Nemo Fazio is quite ambidextrous.
Yeah, he's also quite comfortable, man. He eats a shin on his way in, but nonplussed by it.
That's a heck of a vocab term, Robin.
Nonplussed?
Yeah.
Ooh, oh! Throwaway round kick into the spinning back fist.
And the extension that Nemo Fazio got on that, quite high.
Dig it there. That's a block, the two-handed block. We talked about blocking earlier. When the two forearms take one shin, you're able to distribute the damage a little better.
Midsection attack there from Nemo Fazio. Pushing Guilherme Bastos around this pit, putting him exactly where he wants him.
Bird dogging him and shoehorning him into the corners here. Fazio, man, this is a comfortable artist.
And for Guilherme, you can see just a little bit of stiffness, right? A little bit of maybe nerves in all the movement.
But confidence, you know, and that's a dangerous thing. You got a young, confident, willing fighter in front of you in Guilherme.
And Bastos did land a nice left hand moments ago. Kind of played with the syncopation of it, right? Messed with the timing that got through on Fazio. The big left brings Bastos down.
And Fazio just says, please stand, please, if you would. There, he steps in and powers up the body, turns it into mush.
1 minute, 15 on the clock here in round number 1. Patience plus power for Nemo
There it is
Fazio.
again. This time it caught under the armpit, but that throwaway round kick into the spin kick is clearly a set play that he runs.
How might Nemo Fazio play off of that, though? Now that Bastos has seen it twice, what could be the difference for Nemo?
Yeah, maybe it's a turning side kick instead. Like he sets up something else with it. You're right. It's called pattern setting. You make him expect that something will come again, and you give him something different. There's that perfectly executed double block.
35 seconds left. Guilherme Bastos trying to analyze everything that Nemo Fazio is offering him, but unable to really set building blocks in motion for success.
But to be fair, Bastos has defended himself very, very well. He's kept enough action on Fazio to just to keep him off and keep him off balance. But now he's being rushed because Fazio is thinking, if there's any doubt, I need this round. I need this minute.
Bastos stuck in the pit, now utilizing it to get off. But a tough first frame for Brazil's Guilherme Bastos.
Bastos is mentally tough, physically tough, very willing, like very glad to be here in a fight, but he's in a tough one here.
And I gotta say, I love the extended combinations from Nemo Fazio. It might not be the first or second strike that get through as cleanly, but it's the third or fourth that begin to impact Guilherme Bastos.
And he's able to throw them in safe positions. Like you see that one, he throws as his man moves away and almost hits him on the way out. He's also in crazy shape, Nemo Fazio.
I like that from Guilherme, though, framing. No, he's with the kicks, not accepting the positions.
He is, if you just saw him and saw a minute of him, you'd think he's overperforming, but I think he's up to this. I really do. I can see a confident, fundamentally sound kid here who came to fight.
Guilherme Bastos last competed, I believe, in December 2014. It's been 4,018 days since his most previous fight. 11-year anniversary is upcoming in 2 days. So when you think about ring rust, I mean, that's as rusty as it can get.
Yeah, but you know, what have you done in that time? has it been all training and self-improvement and development? Because if so, you know, but you're right, you have to be in there, you have to spend the time in there. But for a guy who hasn't been there in 11 years, he sure looks pretty comfortable and confident.
Nice stick there from Bastos, but not able to effectively circle off, right? Gets caught in these corners, which is exactly where Fazio wants to keep him.
Yeah, Fazio's just making the little movements. Watch, when Bastos moves to his right, Fazio moves to his left, but in smaller steps that cut off the movement. He's using small steps to make big angles.
2 minutes left in round number 2. Bastos again trying to get that left leg into an area of significance, but Fazio too defensively responsible up until this point. But it is becoming more and more even, right?
Yes,
Fazio,
it is. Yes,
not
it
on
is.
the gas as much as he was in the first frame.
Bastos is just playing, having fun with the fundamentals. Straight punches, clean kicks, responsible with his hands. Front kick, good position. And ties him up, staying calm. But that, Fazio's gonna find a way, right? He found a way at the end of round 1, and now with a minute remaining in round 2, he's gotta take this minute.
And even with that body lock takedown spot for Fazio, it's still a negation of damage from Guilherme Bastos to lock in, retain the posture, and not get cloistered into the corner.
Yeah, Bastos is better than the uneducated eye would guess right here. He's actually having a great fight in through 2 rounds. Doesn't mean he's not about to get touched, but he's having a really good couple of rounds, this kid is.
Nice teep from Bastos, doubles up, tries to go high. Fazio still blocking effectively, but you know, we talk about chipping away in combat sports, and all of these leg kicks and body kicks and head attempts from Guilherme Bastos will add up.
Yeah, and it's not only slowly affecting the body there, and he touches one up to the head, but it's helping him too. He's getting more belief in what he's doing as he's doing it, is Bastos.
And Nemo Fazio appears to be maybe fading ever so slightly. Nice movement from Guilherme moments ago.
And another rear-led head kick to the open side.
No longer is Guilherme Bastos getting stuck in the corners. Now he's playing Matador with the Kurdistan representative.
There's a round apiece here.
And for Nemo, what might be the mental layer of having such a great first frame and then really struggling to announce yourself in the second round?
I mean, he has so much experience that he's had to have had, you know, a round go the wrong way for him. So you can draw on that experience. He's not a front runner. He's not a guy who needs every minute to go his way, but it's not easy, man. You're tired now. It's been a long day and a long night, and you're going into a 3rd round of a fight really you should have been out front of by now based on experience alone.
It has been a night of upsets maybe here at KC 58. The underdogs rising to the occasion.
Yeah.
Could that be virtue of the time delay, other factors, the uncontrollables like we talk about so much, Robin?
When things go in unpredictable ways, how do you handle it? And this kid has handled everything that's come his way so well. And not fighting for 11 years means he was a very unknown quantity.
"30 minutes gone by in round number 3. Nemo Fazio trying to now do the math and add some more factors to the equation to produce a better result.
That's exactly what he's doing here. He's like, God, you know what? Like, I'm not winning this kickboxing fight or this karate contest. I have to get inside and maybe grapple, see if I can hurt him on the takedown, see if I can make him think differently, interrupt his flow. I got to do something. Smart, it's veteran.
And we saw the grappling additions add up for Erica Santos earlier tonight for Nemo Fazio. Maybe they will spell the same fate.
It's also not easy to do when you are tired, but he's doing a good job. And that rear leg left kick to the open side, to the arms, to the head has been money for Bastos.
And with that physical advantage, right, he can uncork that strike from a range that Nemo Fazio's pocket boxing isn't effective.
Fazio also may not have known he was facing a southpaw tonight. Like, that's how little he may have known of a Bastos.
1 minute 20 left in round number 3. Guilherme Bastos, an 11-year layoff, no more, looking fresh as a Brazilian daisy, Robin.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you didn't know, you'd think he's overperforming, but he looks just like he's performing the way he expected here.
Nemo trying to turn up the aggression a notch on that right hand, unsuccessful. Final minute of round 3. Another head kick effort from Guilherme Bastos.
Yeah, that left kick all over, up, down, middle, has been just gold for him. There it is again.
And Nemo Fazio just hasn't found an effective answer in these final 35 seconds. What could he possibly maybe do to negate that strike from Bastos?
You know, if that double block has worked, but you know what? Actually, you just saw it right there. He's doing the hard part, which is the block, but he's not doing the fun part, which is hit you, right? And that, when he goes back and looks at it, trying to catch it is great, but you have to hit back. You got to make him pay.
Like an arsonist, Guilherme Bastos burning the clock as we take it to the final moments of round number 3. An educated, high IQ performance from an unknown commodity that has really represented himself to the combat sports world, Robin.
He might have burned his way right into victory here. Honestly, look how chill he is. He's like, I'm not surprised, you know?
I mean, again, we thought he'd be facing Lorenz Larkin.
Yeah, well, yeah. and tonight, the way he looks, he could handle that, right? He wouldn't have been out of his depth against that level because Fazio is extremely, extremely high level. Look at this kid. He's like, yeah, they're saying there's a chance there's a 4th round. He's like, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's
4th
cool.
round, 5th round, 6th round.
Whatever.
Doesn't matter. Here's some replays from round number 3. Good inside work, good responsibility,
yes.
Robin.
Yeah, defensively, he's very good too. Look, it did touch the ear, but he got the hand right back up. Personally, I am not a judge, and I'm glad I'm not, but I think you could see it for Guilherme for sure.
I could absolutely see discipline, precision, power. The Air National Guard and Karate Combat, where warriors are forged. And Robin talking about
one
warriors.
more round.
We do have one more round.
How can you work that into that?
All right, fight fans, get prepared for
one more round. But let me read that one more time. Discipline, precision, power. No.
Yeah, I love it.
Sudden death round between Bastos and Fazio. Nemo Fazio issuing maybe an eye poke.
He's saying he got eye poke.
Wow. Well,
maybe we can get a replay. It's possible.
Certainly is possible, but I gotta say, that sucked the energy, the wind out of the sails. Here's a replay of it. Let's see.
Yep, thumb. I mean, I saw the extended thumb. I didn't see it make contact there, but you see the thumb coming out extended, and you see the response.
Now, Robin, we see eye pokes so frequently in combat sports, but to further re-educate, talk to me about the impact that has.
Big. Yeah, I mean, your senses are all you got, right? Touch, feel. Well, touch and feel, I guess, are the same sense. Some variation in the same sense. Sight, you don't need smell a great deal, but you don't have a great amount of tools with which to gauge what's happening. You only got 2 eyes, and there's one of them getting thumbed right. Oh. Yep.
Just not what you love to see, and deeply detrimental. I know that at this moment in combat sports, there is such heightened criticism about fighters' reactions to eye pokes, but the reality of the situation is he is the only person in there that is experiencing that, and I don't think it's anyone's place to necessarily judge.
No, and hey, when you watch somebody and you make a estimation on meaning or behavior, that's a reflection on your thinking, right? You're like, I think he quit. Often that means you'd quit in a situation like that, right? So when you watch that response on Twitter and on the internet or whatever, take it with a grain of salt.
Can we please not bang on the pit? Please.
Because these are the highest level of fighter who's fought all over the world. If he can see or almost see or see somewhat, he will fight.
Nemo Fazio getting some assistance from the cornerman. Looks like he's blinking it out.
He's like, I'm doing it.
Nemo Fazio did not come all this way to allow these X factors to prevent him from trying to get the hand raised here in Miami.
You know, on the other end of that, you know, the judgment is sometimes people are like, well, I can't see, but I'm going to fight anyways. And that's not the sanest choice.
You know, Robin, that type of resilience and ability to... Oh, nice head kick that does connect for Bastos.
And he just fights his way right through it. Nemo just fights his way right through it. But that left kick has been there all night for this kid.
And like we've talked about with these sudden death rounds, it does not matter what came before. These 3 minutes are all that seriously have critical importance. And Fazio looking to make the most of them. But for Bastos, this clinical, slow, gradual approach of finding his own avenues of success.
Yeah. It's working, and he's backing up now, which would be a different way to set up that left kick. There's the knee.
Again, Fazio going for the takedown, but Guilherme Bastos likes that.
Yep. And he's got sort of a little guard. He's showing a little bit of guard choices here. This is a good martial artist, man. You can see it, this Bastos. Both. We got 2 elite martial artists here fighting each other into the 4th round at 2 o'clock in the morning in Miami here in Karate Combat 58.
But for Guilherme Bastos, all the good work that you did in those first 3 rounds, right, kind of less important. Nemo Fazio pushing the pace, being the aggressor, issuing more offense. Bastos cannot afford to simply clinch up and lock down and guard in these spots.
No, it's true. And I'm just taking a look at the swelling around Nemo's eye here. It's a little scratch or a tattoo, I can't tell. Maybe he's got a tattoo by the eye.
75 seconds remain in this welterweight clash. Guilherme Bastos, in my opinion, needs to start to come alive.
Fazio is an incredibly smart fighter, and he's had a very tough opponent, very challenging fight. But if he's going to win this final minute, and he's finding a way right now, he'll have stolen one out from under this Brazilian kid.
Stiff jab from Fazio. We complimented the complexion of Guilherme Bastos, how he is so composed, seemingly unaffected. But now that begins to crack as Nemo Fazio issues more and more offense. Kurdistan's own goes for another takedown.
Now he's complaining to the ref, but that is very much in play. When you're on the wall here, you are absolutely still in play. But although that one is judge's decision, when you wrap yourself around him, he can do it.
Wow.
Watch for the head kick, the left head kick. There it is.
Fazio busted open, bleeding from the dome.
What a fight.
Guilherme improving in real time, right? The movement has gotten better through the entirety of these 4 rounds, but Fazio, in the 3 minutes where it counts the most, came alive and controlled
Yes,
this.
it's still a close round, but this should be enough to win it for Fazio. What a gritty one, man. If Nemo Fazio gritted out this 4th round, he had the toughest fight he's had in years and still may have found a way to win.
Guilherme Bastos, though, ends the 11-year layoff. Whether it's a victory or a defeat, certainly a win for him. Let's take a look at some replays from this 4th and final round. Fazio just clicked into a different gear.
Yep.
Guilherme Bastos did land some significance, but it just didn't affect Nemo.
There's that will to win, that instinct. If you don't shut me off and make me unconscious and render me unable to fight, you'll fight through it, and that's who this guy is. You know, you don't know, it doesn't matter how many fights you've had in how many countries, you don't know what you're capable of in a round 4 at 3 o'clock in the morning in Karate Combat, but now Fazio does know what they both do. And let's thank them both, and what a wonderful fight they gave us.
Let's send it inside and find out the official decision here between these 2 welterweights.
And your winner by split decision in the red corner, Nemo Fazio.
Yeah, he took it in the 4th. He got himself probably a split decision to the 4th round and found a way. That was a wonderful fight, sir. Fantastic.
Nemo Fazio guts it out in the sudden death final round. Those 3 minutes that were most critical, decided to come alive and just found opportunities and engagements, Robin, that evaded him. Here's a couple more replays. Bastos, beautiful elbow, great work from him all night long. It just wasn't enough.
Yeah, that ability to just demand victory from yourself, or at least, and look at the dance that we see here.
We talk about footwork.
Self-expression, yeah.
Man, what we just saw between those two fighters was nothing but strength and resilience. And talking about strength, Robin, it isn't just physical, it's also a mindset. The Air National Guard and Karate Combat share the same fighting spirit, discipline, teamwork, and relentless drive. Forge your path and serve with strength.
Ben the Bane Davis is a black belt to the sponsor throws. That is a fact. Are we having fun?
As Derek, but I'm also Master Sergeant Raxter. This is my life in the Air National Guard.
Folks, welcome back to Destination Unknown for one of the most anticipated bouts of the evening here at KC 58. It is Beast Boy Chris Barnett as he takes on Big Boy Jonathan Miller.
Beast Boy versus Big Baby?
For our next bout, fighting out of the blue corner, Jonathan Miller.
Can we just call them by their nicknames, Bane? Can we just do that?
Big Baby, Beast Boy, Ben the Bane here, ringside with Robin Black. And this is one of the bigger step-ups in competition, right? For Jonathan Miller, four-time BKFC veteran. This is his Karate Combat debut, but heavily up against it. 33 years young, 8 pro bouts overall, boxing base in the bare-knuckle disciplines. But, man, when you take on a guy like Beast Boy Chris Barnett, you need something real special.
Yeah, sometimes playing it safe, being you know, fundamental in your approach is a good way to deal with that. And we're going to see him enter right now. Beast Boy will be doing flying cartwheels, you know, spinning back kicks. He's doing some crazy stuff, right? Maybe Big Baby going in there with the old 1-2, put yourself in position, touch the chin with the jab, and punch the jaw with the right. Sometimes that's the best approach. Keep it simple, because this guy is anything but simplicity.
Fighting out of the red corner, Chris Barnett.
Fresh out of the big show, now here for his Karate Combat debut. 6-fight UFC veteran, was just defeated in October, released in November. Now a Karate Combat debut in December. Beast Boy here for the holiday season, Robin Black.
They don't make them like this very often, where that body type can do the things that this man can do.
18 pro finishes for Barnett, all TKOs. This is, I would say, the arena that best complements Chris Barnett.
I agree. You wait till you see what this Beast Boy can do on these diagonal angled walls, the pit walls.
Like you mentioned, Chris Barnett, no stranger to creative striking. Look no further than the performance of the night, wheel kick and ground and pound against John Palante. I expect all of that in droves here tonight.
The power of a heavyweight and the movement of a flyweight. The speed of an athlete and the expressiveness of an artist. He's one of one. And the job of Jonathan Miller is to just get to his jaw and knock this man unconscious. And it can be done.
We have seen Chris Barnett wilt at times in fights.
How do you defeat complexity? You do it with simplicity, right? You're not gonna out-fancy this guy, so do that. Get in, get the knuckle to the jaw.
1 minute 45 remain in round number one. Beast Boy Barnett. Robin Black, is there any added layers on top of this, right? Points to prove for Barnett here in his Karate Combat debut?
You know, when we had Uriah Hall on that last show, Uriah Hall was one of these guys who could do so many things that sometimes he expected too much of himself, and we can get that same thing from Barnett.
Barnett and baby boy, Big Man Miller, just exchanging in the phone booth.
Just like I said, this is what Miller wants.
Nice Superman strike there from Miller. Beast Boy busted open, eyebrow lacerated.
Jesus, this whole thing shook. Our whole table shook when that happened.
Miami just experienced a tectonic shift. Jonathan Miller might not be able to make the count, and it is all over. Beast Boy defeats him with a seismic slam. An exclamation point with a front flip from Beast Boy.
Miller wanted to take something beautiful and make it ugly, and Beast Boy Barnett just wanted to take something ugly and make it beautiful, and that's what he did.
It was not the cleanest of performances, and boy, was it maybe an odd finish. But Chris Beast Boy Barnett, just south of his 40th birthday, finds the win column for the first time since September 2022.
Covered in blood and dancing his baby ass off. Watch this. So, I think it's maybe the head hits the ground. We'll see. Oh, yeah.
Nice strikes from Miller, though, right? He rose to the occasion,
Just what
touched
you
Barnett.
wanted. Just what you wanted out of him. I want to see where the head makes contact. There's one up. Oh, actually, he jacked the jaw with those two shots. And let's see if it's just where he hits the ground or the wall, the pit wall. Oh, no. He was grimacing right there.
Barnett using the pit wall to knock out his foe, and then with that vintage front flip performance, the heaviest front flip in combat sports. Here it is one more time. Barnett laces up the left leg, gives Big Baby nowhere to go but down.
Oh yeah, actually the forearm could have gone. But yeah, man, Beast Boy Barnett does what he does. Take a look at that guy. Baby got front, you know what I'm saying? Look at this dude.
At 2:26 in the morning, Beast Boy Miller gets it done. Let's make it official and send it inside to the pit.
And your winner,
He's a passionate
with a
guy.
1 minute and 1 second knockout in the first round, Chris Barnett.
A feel-good moment for the Spaniard-born and Tampa-trained Chris Beast Boy Barnett. This means so much to him to get his hand raised for the first time in several years, Robin.
And to us, you know, he fits in perfectly here. He's exactly the type of athlete and artist that thrives in this Karate Combat pit. Welcome to the pit, Beast Boy Barnett.
Karate Combat 58 is powered by Hedera. The H-Bar Foundation helps the brightest minds in Web3 take their ideas from on-brain to on-chain. Check out hbarfoundation.com to learn more.
Up-only gaming is different. When a fight comes up, if you have karate tokens, you place him on a fighter. If he wins, you get additional tokens. If he loses, you don't lose anything. Web3 has allowed us to engage the fans and do things that we couldn't do with traditional tools. We're looking for 10, 20 million fans. Traditional blockchains don't support that kind of volume. We're enjoying the journey. We're really excited about the community's response within Web3 and traditional sports.
Folks, welcome back to KC58. We teased you with it, but now it has arrived. Lorenz Larkin taking on Vinilto Antunes. You can see Cloudbet heavy favorite on Lorenz Larkin's side, Robin.
There aren't many people in the 175, 180, 190 pound range that Larkin wouldn't be a big favorite over these days. If you know, then you know, man. It doesn't matter what some ranking said somewhere or what someone's opinion is. This is one of the best fighting artists on planet Earth.
Welcome inside to the booth. When we talk about Lorenz Larkin, the Monsoon, you simply can't mention how at 39 years old, he has made a mark in every era of combat sports. You think about the 10 bouts in the UFC. You think about the 12 bouts in Bellator. You think about the 5 bouts in Strikeforce. He's been everywhere.
Yeah, and he's finished people with everything. The knuckles, the elbows, the knees, the kicks. He is a violent artist of combat, and he's up against a big, powerful, willing fighter. Let's have some violence, please. Sanctioned violence in the Karate Combat
This is your featured bout of the night. Fighting out of the blue corner, Antunes.
Battle-tested Brazilian has journeyed to all parts of the Brazilian mixed martial arts scene, now arrives at maybe his most menacing task to date.
And his opponent, Fighting out of the red corner, Larkin.
Began in Strikeforce, progressed through the UFC, slam dunks in Bellator, pillaged in the PFL, and now looks to cook a Michelin star stoppage in his sophomore Karate Combat debut, Robin.
You're making me hungry.
The Monsoon looks to drench the pit with blood.
Fighters enter the pit.
Larkin's debut in Karate Combat was one of the most violent expressions of martial artistry that we've seen from him, even at this point in his career. He starts chill. That's part of the monsoon. Almost starts as a little storm, and then it just starts gathering steam.
Larkin, a practitioner with the elbows in his KC debut, cooked up, buddy. Couldn't find the stoppage, but the Monsoon asserts that tonight he finds a skull inside the pit.
Oh, he got touched on the way in there. He's got a real great bounce to him, does Larkin. Just a nice light bounce for such an explosive artist.
Antunes, 15 pro, finishes in his 16 victories, 14 of them TKOs. So when we talk about cannons, Antunes has some serious firepower.
Yeah. It'll be this first round where he is the most dangerous.
Larkin eats a big right hand. Benilto Antunes trying to rise to the occasion like all the underdogs have tonight, Robin.
Antunes, part of Antunes' explosive power and expression comes from his tension, right? But tension is very fatiguing. So that's why he's so dangerous in his first few minutes, because that tension just is where he draws that energy from, but it also burns a lot of sugars, right?
Ooh. Right hand again.
Oh! Larkin's hurt. Larkin is hurt.
Antunes with a bomb on Lorenz Larkin.
Larkin
is. And that is it. Benilto Antunes stops Lorenz Larkin in round number 1. Who could have predicted this performance?
You know what? That was a great job by the referee. There was a moment where you could look and go, I don't know. And then as he picked Larkin up, Larkin was a little bit, stiff. A little stiff.
I'm shocked. He's only lost once in the last 7 years. That was to former Bellator champ Andre Koreshkov. Benilto Antunes didn't even need 3 minutes to dispatch Lorenz Larkin here tonight in Miami.
Short left hook, and now a left hook again, up high on the head, now just behind the ear. Watch this one, watch. Big, short left hook right on the jaw. Sticks him. When he gets up, there'll be another one.
Wow.
Watch the wide one here. Boop. Yeah, right towards the back of the head. That's where the brain stem is, which is responsible for consciousness itself. They're the first one to the jaw. Now he's trying to recombobulate himself, and he's moving okay here, but he'll get touched in. Big, completely legal shot face to face. When you curve around, that's the first one there on the jaw.
Last time Lorenz Larkin was TKO'd was in September 2017. That was to Paul Semtex Daly. Talk about a grenade that Benilto Antunes placed on his chin.
Yeah, this one right here. Now that one sneaks in behind,
winner,
but totally
with
legal.
the knockout in the first minute and second in the first
Also
round, Antunes.
Well, talk about a way to get yourself back into the win column. 3-fight skid coming into tonight. Now gets the hand raised with the biggest name on his resume. After he fell to Islam Dulatov on Dana White's Contender Series, Robin, I think most wrote Benilto Antunes off, but tonight he just proved us all wrong.
Yeah, we could tell by the way he was tense with that type of, kinetic tension that he was going to be explosive in those first few minutes, and he found 2 clean shots, one to the jaw and one curved around almost to that brainstem area. And when you're face to face, you can hit the back of the head. It is legal. So this short one, right? Let's see.
And Lorenz doing a nice job initially to defend and evade, but gets off balance. Benilto still stationary within himself. finds that left, and the response from Lorenz is quite clear. He was shut off.
He stays alert enough here to be evading, but as he separates, he'll get hit by another left. And yes, it curves around to the back, but they're face-to-face, so it is totally legal. And then he'll sneak another one in behind the ear.
Silenced the Miami audience here, and likely everyone watching around the world. Discipline, precision, power. The Air National Guard and karate combat, where warriors are forged.
My friends know me as Derek, but I'm also Master Sergeant Raxter. This is my life in the Air National Guard.
Fight fans, welcome back inside the destination unknown for KC58. It's time for our co-main event of the evening, a welterweight title fight between the blistering youngster Osuma Asli and the decorated Aussie James Sweet As Honey.
This is your co-main event of the evening for the welterweight karate combat championship belt. Fighting out of the blue corner, James Honey.
Gold Coast not looking to settle for silver here in our co-main event. Welterweight title up for grabs for James Honey. This year he notched the WMO world title, won the ISKA title, and wants to conclude his 2025 campaign with the karate combat title, Robin.
Yeah, man, not a bad year. 5 rounds to try to do it.
30 years young, took out Josh Hill by decision in August. UK's Josh Hill, a very well-known product in the kickboxing and Muay Thai space, so spells the pedigree that he brings into this title fight.
Yeah, and this kind of guy who spent his life doing tournaments, waiting, having, you know, unpredictable performance windows. I mean, this all plays directly into him tonight. He's got a lot of advantages coming in here against anybody. And I like the way that this night has unfolded for him.
As you can see on his shirt, James adorns a picture of his mother, Michelle, who he lost in July to a battle with cancer, fighting for her memory to honor both the life she lived and the principles she instilled into him. A lot at stake here for James Honey.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Osuma Asli.
The fighting pride of Morocco continues his chase for greatness tonight. Following a perfect 4-0 start to his karate combat career, Osuma Asli draws the decorated Australian crocodile, James Honey, for the karate combat welterweight throne. Hardware goes home with these two, Karatakas, Robin Black, and Asli bringing this belt back to Morocco would be his launching point into superstardom.
Yes, it would, and Morocco has a long history of making great combat artists, hand-to-hand combat warriors, and he wants to continue that tradition here tonight.
Fighters, enter the pit.
Round number 1, the welterweight throne will be occupied by one of these two fighters at the end of this affair. Osuma Asli, the youngster with blistering power and precision, and James Honey, the veteran who's seen it all.
Yeah, Honey touched him a couple of times in that exchange. Two long, lean racehorses out here fighting.
Nice spinning effort there from Osley.
The hook kick tried to train him, like we were talking about earlier, to expect it and then use the turning side kick to the body.
Usuma Osley has displayed such proficiency with differentiating his attacks and not telegraphing a single millimeter.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And he whips them, right? He whips the kicks.
Honey locks up guard, takes out the structure and position of Osley, resets to the center. Looks like James Honey already busted open. No Honey, but blood coming down from the dome, Robin.
I mean, his is probably sweet, right? Sweet as blood.
Spinning effort there from Osley gets through. It's a tornado of offense early from the youngster.
Smart, very smart. Osley now sort of takes away any, you're attacking on all these angles and then you come straight in and take him straight down.
And for some that see this style from Osley and question the cardiovascular system, he proved he can go the distance and keep this same pace. Last time out against Naimov for Davshin.
We were talking about tension earlier. He's not tense. His is more of a whip, right? An expression. He's not biting down and throwing like some fighters we've seen tonight, and there's value in that. There's lots of times that's a really important thing. But for this guy, he's going to do 5 rounds of expressing the punches, whipping the punches, gently launching them. He's relaxed. He goes from tension to relaxation to tension.
Nice effort there from Honey, but his offense so far through 2 minutes has been quite minimal.
Yeah, Osley is setting a lot of scenarios here for himself like that. The wide right hook.
And he's so adept at both stances, right? You don't really see too many practitioners that are equally as skilled in both frames. For Usuma Osley at just 23 to have this ceiling, right? This potential is just deeply impressive for the Moroccan.
Well, sometimes the younger you are and the more you came up with traditionally in your martial arts training, the more natural it is. It's hard to teach a 35-year-old to be as good on one side. That right there passes the guard and then throws punches. But a young kid like this, he's been coming up doing it, it's so natural. It's like, it's not one or two, he doesn't have 2 different stances. He's got either no stances or 1,000 stances, depending on how you want to look at it, right? Spinning back fist.
Great round for the Moroccan Usuma Osley, giving James Honey so much data to download that it could be overloading the systems. Here's some replays from round number 1, Rob.
Osley literally will be walking back to his corner thinking, I could do this all night long, and he could be right. There, controlling the space, controlling the body. When he didn't know what was coming, he locked it all down. And watch here, eyes locked right in, knows exactly where the feet are, throws the punch, follows it in. You gotta watch those up kicks. Then the spinning back fist will come right here. Touch, bing. Gets him in the forearm and the wrist, and a little bit of the gut of it is caught with the right arm of Sweet as Honey. But that's just putting all the more, wild angles and off rhythms in for him to have to deal with and interpret and make sense of.
James Honey just celebrated his 30th birthday 2 weeks ago. 46 kickboxing bouts officially attached to his name. And Robin, we saw this earlier tonight with Deborah Evora, where that wiring is just difficult to unravel, right? This grappling equation that's introduced in the pit isn't something that James Honey has had to deal with in his 46 walks to competition.
It's true. And you can avoid it with your positioning, but there's a spinning back fist that rocked him.
Again, so lasered in and focused that
really is.
Nothing's penetrating the brain.
Yeah, he really is. There's a lot of times people will say, I don't care what my opponent does, I'm worried about what I'm gonna do. And that's the scenario that Osley's in right now. If he's defensively sound, if he's positionally good, he's just concerned with himself here tonight.
1 minute 50 in round number 2 left. Every entry from James Honey into the pocket, Usuma Osley is making him pay. What can the Aussie do to start increasing and balancing out his success?
Yeah, it's tough. First thing he's got to do is get through this round and kind of slow it down, start to see what's happening a little bit, and then enter in different ways. Double and triple entry, fake entries.
Nice jab there from Osley, doubles up on it.
The nose is bloody now. It's going to affect, you know, your ability to breathe. When you have fought a lot of striking battles of various... Oh, there's a right hand by Sweet.
And a left. Now the Moroccan trying to bite down on the mouthpiece. We'll see how recovered he is. James Honey does have 9 knockouts in his career.
If you're Osley's corner, you're like, let's not throw our hands up and say, I'm not hurt. Let's be smart, and that's what he's doing right here.
Final minute of round 2. Might be the hardest strike that Osuma Osley has absorbed in his karate combat career.
Honey has definitely had the experience of breathing through blood coming out of both nostrils before, but it doesn't make it any easier.
Do you see maybe a dimension that James Honey should be attacking? Should it be isolating some strikes downstairs? Should it be targeting the body?
I think it's as much like a philosophy as anything else. It's like we need to go slower. We don't need to knock him out with one punch. We need to slowly start making connections. Oh, there he lands 2 in each one. Start making some connections, being smart. We've got 3 more rounds. Don't try to punch your way through every exchange. Start finding ways to strike and move and strike and move. It's a combat identity thing, but his intuition is, let's fight. That one was aluminum on ball.
And we've seen Osuma Osley find these types of spinning successes here inside the pit. Bit of gamesmanship at the end there, but that's that right from Sweet as Honey that got the Moroccan stumbling.
And then he came in behind a couple other ones. If he had stepped out even for there, that one did rock him. Step out for 1 second here. Maybe touch, but he got that desired, boy, he landed a good uppercut in that exchange too. He knows he can get to him now. He's got to him a couple of times. It isn't a fantasy. He knows how to do it. It's not, I hope I can hit him. He's hit him. So sometimes it's simple. Hit him more.
Here's another look at that strike from James Honey. A right hand colliding with the skull of Osuma. Has to give the Australian some confidence as we head to the 3rd round of 5.
The other thing, oh, there he lands it again, the right hand. The other thing he can start to do is go 3rd. Fake first, draw 2, and go 3, right? He's going either 1 or 2, and trying to go 3rd here. Use a fake to draw something. Oh, there he went first and 8-2, right? And I don't mean 2 as in the number of the punch, but his turn went, and he ate on Osley's turn. Try to set up a scenario where you get the 3rd strike.
Osley whiffing on a few right hands through 40 seconds, connects on that opportunity.
Fighting is not inherently turn-based, right? Fighting is fluid, it's liquid, it's ever-changing in the moment. Once you start playing turn-based, you want to be able to control that. You manipulate him to take a turn. If you're just going and missing or being blocked and being countered, that's no good, right? You want to manipulate it if it's turn. It isn't turn-based by nature, but if you want to make it turn-based, you force the situation.
And some would argue that playing with that tempo is the best way to get an opponent like Osuma Osley out of position, right? Mess with his timing.
Yeah, make him do something that doesn't work for him. Frustrate him. But right now, Osley is just having a good time, right? Take away his good time. Make it a bad time. I know some of these things sound simple, but sometimes you want to make it simple, right?
Midway point here of this 3rd round. Osley finding comfort in the pace and position. James Honey seemingly not resorting to the same success, not increasing and deepening what he was working on in the 2nd frame.
There he did a fake to come in, and then he ate the response. You want to evade the response and then respond to the response. But I mean, to be honest, he's incredibly tough, incredibly gritty, very willing, still very much looking for the win. He's got 2 more rounds to do it. Like, you know, it's easy sometimes to fall towards what somebody doing wrong or what somebody else doing right, but these 2 are gritting it out.
Honey slips up against the pit wall. Osuma Osley taking advantage. Here's a close look at all of the blood pouring out of the orifices of James Honey.
Orifice? Orify?
Orify? I don't know, what the plural is of orifice.
I think
orifices.
Orify. We're going to go with that.
20 seconds remain in this 3rd round. Osley again pings off the dome with the right.
Osley is having a great fight, but Honey, just by virtue of being here, he's getting the right hand through him. But it's tough to eat 6 and land 1 right hand. There he's evading.
It has been a perfect competitive 2025 campaign for James Honey. Again, he is the 5th ranked middleweight, 160-pound Muay Thai fighter in the world with those WMO and ISK titles. They speak for themselves. The reputation precedes him. When you hold that hardware, it says to everybody in the room, don't mess with me.
Yeah, and you know, as a result, he didn't just walk through everybody. He's been in tough fights before, been on the wrong side of rounds before, been roughed up before, so this isn't new much there. He's the one who ate it, so he faked in, watch, got a response, and boop. You want to draw that response, evade it, and then respond to yourself. If you can, easy to say, sitting at a desk over here, right? These guys are the guys in here gritting it out, fighting it out, and putting on a great display of martial artistry here, and toughness and grit, heart.
Nice work from Osley there in the 3rd as James Honey was ascending the pit to bring him back down. Round number 4, and Osley starts strong with another spinning offering. I feel like the range at which James Honey is contesting this title fight is not in his best skill suit.
What you are seeing now that's different is he's throwing a 2nd and a 3rd punch. So when the first one is evaded, the 2nd and the 3rd will take him to where he's trying to go. There's a kick. Watch to see if he throws 2 and 3 punches again. Instead of trying to land one, watch.
Nice low kick from Osley.
Because it's on the 2nd and 3rd and beyond where he's gonna get to Osley. There it is, right?
Right hand gets no response from Osley. Expression of determination on the 23-year-old. Brings us right over to the commentator booth. Osuma Osley has incorporated the grappling so effectively. Again, that's in this discipline, and the Moroccan is, I would say, a step ahead of James Honey in that category.
Yeah, and when you've hurt him a bit, and you've fatigued him a bit, and you've made him behave in ways he's unaccustomed to, you're just getting a lot of little wins here.
Ooh. Nice right from Osley. James Honey, like the Terminator, no expression change whatsoever, Robin.
Ooh, Osley is now really letting him go. He, you know, there's a minute and a half in this round and 1 more round, so he just knows, well, he shook that off, but actually his body said he felt it.
Osley trying to return with some firepower. The Moroccan lacerated, bleeding down the left eyebrow.
I think Osley believes he could go hard for this minute and the whole next round.
Knees briefly buckled. James Honey connecting with a colossal right hand and a left.
And another. Honey's getting to him. He gets to him less frequently, but when he gets to him, he hurts him.
Nice grappling there from Osuma Osley. High IQ play when you're a bit damaged to try and slow the pace. Try and find a moment to breathe.
Yep. Get the gap back. Get a reset.
And reset, James Honey is hitting the resume button, Robin.
But Honey gets to him. He does get to him. If that is natural for Osley to play, and right after he does that little performative game, he strikes well and he lands, so good on him, right? When you go and make statements, non-fighting moments, and show off a little bit, at whatever people want to describe it as, if it suits you, it works for you, right? If it's authentic.
Osley, final 10 seconds here of round number 4. Indicates that he connected on Honey there.
Osley's a dangerous dude tonight.
Folks, it is 2:54 a.m. local time here in Miami. Ben the Bane Davis aside Robin Black, and we've got 3 more minutes in this co-main event. The welterweight title fight is absolutely delivering, right? This youngster, this 23-year-old Moroccan daredevil in Osuma Osley, bringing out all of these different unique creative strikes, but the tenured, battle-tested Aussie, the crocodile in James Sweet as Honey, is meeting him tit for tat.
Yeah, and Sweet as Honey is dangerous, right? And he knows he can get to him. When you know you can touch touch somebody and you go into a 5th round and your corner's like going, you know, you're having a great fight, man. I know you're bloodied and you can't breathe right now, but you can get this guy. You've already done it. Get to him. That's when we get great 5th rounds, and that's what we're about to get right now.
We're firemen, as some would say. Don't be afraid of the blaze. Time to light this pit up. 3 minutes potentially remain in our co-main event welterweight title. Hangs in the balance between Osley and Honey. Nice work from Honey there. Osley again negating space with the grappling.
Yeah, and look at Honey now. Literally, the scenario is probably like the one we just played out, where his corner's like, we are not winning this fight, but we can win this fight. And Honey is fighting like he believes that to be certain with every fiber of his being as he eats a hard shot.
Nice moves there by Osley. Always pointing and indicating when he connects on Honey. More gamesmanship than Steve Harvey on Family Feud, Robin.
Steve Harvey's your comparison? That's where you're going? I like it.
Again, Osley shakes it off, undeterred by any success from James Honey. That is something you simply cannot teach, Robin.
No, you're right. You can't teach what any of these guys are showing. You can teach a kick, yes. You can teach a punch, yes. But all of the attributes, the psychological and emotional attributes they're showing, those cannot be taught. They're earned. Toughness, grit, desire, willingness to put yourself in fire to try to win like Honey is doing here.
Nice work from Osley, peppering with some light ground and pound.
Yes, beautiful. Tries to pass. He's still on. This is a legal shot. This is, and now that ref knows, right? So he's probably, earlier we saw him standing up fights. Maybe some of the other officials just updated him on some of these things, and now with the knee on the belly, it is legal, and there it is not. Great job by the ref.
Excellent refereeing,
yes.
And we resume the action. 1 minute 15 remain, and for James Honey, that sequence, though, gave up a lot to the judges. Osley firmly in the driver's seat as we head to the final stretch.
If you told Honey, what in here fighting for the memory of his mother to finish out the year a champion, if you told him there would be a minute remaining in a fight and he has a chance to win it, he would welcome this minute every day of his life.
Uppercut from the Aussie. Thunder, down under, onto the chin. 45 remain. Osuma Osley gliding, surfing through the Gold Coast representative.
James Honey, whose face is not looking sweet as Honey right now. Gory and swollen, bruised and bloodied. He's gonna fight these last 30 seconds with everything he has. Pushing forward, looking for it. Throws the hook.
But Honey walks right back into the fire. Fighting for so much more than himself. Final 15 seconds. No quit in the Australian, but smooth moves from Osuma Osley.
Spinning kick here. Could throw the spinning hook kick. Nope. That's the fight. No!
Oh, nice short left. Osley shakes his head, but it did connect, it did get through. However, Robin Black, when we think about the scoring complexion of this one, I have a sneaking suspicion that a 23-year-old from Morocco might just become a new Karate Combat champion.
I think you are, I think you're accurate in that assessment. James Honey has got his arm in the air and he's celebrating, as well he should, a great, gutsy, tough fight. In memory of his mother, he should be celebrating it, but I suspect the man who will be celebrating wearing the title is that man throwing the kick and the punch. Osuma Osley.
Just more, I would say, elite distance play at those ranges. James Honey unable to close this into the phone booth where it appeared like he was having so much success. And then when you layer on the grappling acumen of Osuma Osley,
I mean, you know, there's a lot of wild things happening. There's a lot of really complicated things going on here, but it's also simple. You want to touch and not get touched, right? What is that? Where are you? When are you? How are you protected? Are you in balance? Is he in balance? That game of manipulating him to be off balance when you're in balance, you touch him and him not touch you, that was done masterfully by Osuma Osley tonight.
After a fantastic 5-round affair, let's send it inside to the pit to find out the official decision.
And for the decision, your winner by unanimous decision, and new from the red corner,
Osuma Osley gets it done, 23 years young. The pride of Morocco now has gold around his waist, Robin Black.
And well-earned, well-deserved. You know, a lifetime of preparation and growth expressed here in a night of perfectly showing your skills, being up to every challenge, and then putting the whole thing together. It was a masterful fight. It really was.
Let's hear displayed every skill set possible, and now the new champion speaks with King of Pablo.
That's yours, man. The new middleweight champion. Make some noise for your champ. Osama, when you first see me, when we met each other, you said, I'm going to get the belt. You accomplished that. You did that. In a gruesome 5-round fight, you got it done. You have to feel on top of the world right now. Tell the people how you feeling, champ.
Man, this victory is for Sayyidina Lannister, Malikna Muhammad says. نصر الله وقع المغاربة كاملين من طنجة للقويرة. لكن بغيكم كاملين شكرا لكم. هذا حزام هذا لكم كامل. وما ننساش مهمتي قالت لي عمك ما ننسى الناس اللي عطاوك الخير. So I want to say thank you for my second home, United Arab Emirates, Abu Dhabi. كل شيوخ الإمارات، الشيخ زايد، الشيخ طحنون، كل شيوخ الإمارات. Oh my brother, Murad Sevki, thank you for believing in me. It's been since a long time ago. I love you all, guys. I'm just so overwhelmed, man. Thank you.
Make some noise for your champ. We're going to let him bask in this moment. Champ, listen, is anybody you want to see next?
Hey, man. Now, I'm just extremely happy. Anyone who want to come and take this bet, they have to bring a whole fucking army to take it out with me.
Let's go, let's go. Well, listen, make some noise for your brand new champ, Osama Sleep.
The full package indeed, and now a karate combat champion displayed every skill set required. And talking about skills, strength isn't just physical, Robin Black, it's also a mindset. The Air National Guard and karate combat share the same fighting spirit, discipline, teamwork, and relentless drive like we just saw in our co-main event. Forge your path and serve with strength.
You were put on earth.
Know me as Derek, but I'm also Master Sergeant Raxter. This is my life in the Air National Guard.
Folks, welcome back inside Destination Unknown for Karate Combat 58's main event of the evening, the heavyweight title fight between the renewed, the rejuvenated, the revival of the champion Sam Alvey and the death touch Cuban missile Robellis, big boy Despaigne. Massive disparity in the betting lines, but Sam Alvey is a guy that has risen to the occasion, Robin Black, and spoiled the gambling republic before.
Yeah, absolutely factually true. You know, I'm surprised that the odds makers understand how dangerous and skillful Sam Alvey is and didn't just respond to every one of these 6 and 8, 10-second knockouts that this big monster has laid out here in this pit. Because those are very impressive. And if that's all you've seen, you think Sam's a dead man. But we understand that Sam has the skills to come in here and figure out this monster.
And for your main event of the evening, for the world title Karate Combat Heavyweight Division, for your contender, fighting out of the blue corner, Perez, big boy Despaigne.
37 years young, the challenger, a heavy favorite. He was the bronze medalist in Taekwondo at the 2012 Summer Olympics, two-time bronze medalist at the World Taekwondo Championships, 9 pro finishes, all of them TKOs, 8 of them in the very first round, and Robin Black, so many of them within seconds of the fight starting.
Yeah, he's not fast, he's sudden. Like, it just happens, right? When you talk about Taekwondo and you're like, well, he punches people unconscious, it's the footwork, it's the explosive ability to close distance, it's how light he is on his feet. That's what he's extracted from that beautiful Korean martial art, and he's been able to display here in the Karate Combat Pit.
And out of the red corner, your undisputed double champ of Karate Combat, Sam Smiling Alvey.
The improbable king of kings at Karate Combat enters the fray, doubted once again. His mantra this entire fight camp has been big tree, fall hard, Robin Black.
Big tree, fall hard, and you know, that's how it works, right? The bigger you are, this is a classic, you know, thing that we have said we were little children. We all know it to be so, but how do you make a big tree fall hard? It takes a lot of chops, right? It takes a lot of chops. And what do? If you had 10 hours to chop down a tree, you know what you do? You spend 6 of them sharpening the axe, right? And that's what Sam has been doing. He's been preparing the weapons to be able to manage this guy. It's not what he's going to do here tonight that is the key. It was the preparation done to make this possible.
Enter the pit.
And the blue velvet jacket looked nice.
He is styling and profiling the undisputed champion, Sam Alvey. How unreal it is that in big 2025, he is the king of kings here at Karate Combat. But Robellis Despaigne, Robin, 6'7", gigantic.
Yeah, and don't think for a second that the king of kings can't be unconscious within the first 20 seconds. It's absolutely possible as Sam moves laterally immediately.
Here we go. 5 rounds to determine the undisputed heavyweight champ. Sam Alvey has done the homework, Robin.
He's cornered now. No, circles out. He's jumpy. Sam is jumpy, and that's what Despaigne wants. Notice Despaigne's hands are low. That allows him to punch from beneath the peripheral, right? Like it comes from the, you don't see it coming. The arms are long, the legs are long, he moves quickly, and it gets to you.
Sam Alvey talked about not being stationary in the first 2 rounds. Right now, he is absolutely up against the pit walls. Despaigne glances off with a right hand.
If that right kick was followed behind it, Sam would be unconscious right now.
Beautiful leg kick that nearly destabilizes the champion. Alvey, though, now has real estate.
Yeah, he can move and coast and float a little bit out here, but you want to be moving and coasting and floating a little more than he is.
8-fight losing streak to conclude his UFC tenure. Now rides a 6-fight unbeaten streak. The revival is so improbable. Just a story you don't see in combat sports. And while they talk about Robellis as the prospect at one point, he is only 2 years younger than Sam Alvey. So in terms of physical wear and tear, tread on the tires, Robin Black, quite similar.
Yeah, but when it comes to experience, Sammy's got him all over the place with it. You know, the other thing to bear in mind is what Sam tells you he's going to do and what he's going to do are not the same thing, right? He's a smart guy. You know, this is a second-order chaotic system is fighting, which means by speaking about it, you actually change the fight, right? So when he says, I'm going to move, I'm going to coast, I'm going to flee, what he might be trying to do is stick him and intercept him and knock him out as he storms in, right? Telling lies, especially to the public, is a part of the strategy of how to fight.
And talking about Alvey's knockout ability, look no further than his previous Karate Combat outing, dispatching Tyron Spong in round number 2. He was a massive underdog that night, just like tonight. 40 seconds remain in round number 1 of our main event. Big right from Despaigne. Alvey eats it for breakfast. Because it is 3:09 in the morning, Rob.
Exactly. It's a bowl of gigantic cereal. Fistios.
And we talk about Robelis's lightning fast speed, the deft touch power, but the back-to-back defeats to Austin Lane and Waldo Cortez Acosta illustrate that there are ways to win. There are pathways to defeat the big man.
Watch out here. Watch out here, Ben Davis.
A lot of action
right at us.
Right in front of us. Sam Alvey connects with a short right hand. We reset in the final frames.
Sam was able to close the distance and grab the body right at the end, right? And he never got it touched much. It's a good round for Smiling Sam.
And we talked about this, Robin Black, earlier tonight. When you do clinch up, you feel the strength of your foe, that opponent. How zapped are they? Is the lactic acid maybe building up? Here's some replays.
Yeah, you start to interpret, and you know from experience, just by touch and by feeling the breath. People don't realize that at home. When you're holding another person in a grappling exchange, you can feel labored breathing because it's a lifetime of doing it, right? You can discern the difference between a tired guy and a non-tired guy. You can also tell, is he slowing down slightly? Because you know what you need from this big monster? You need him to slow down, right? You need him to be less dangerous. And Sam will start to open up when he has read that this man is less dangerous, and it's quite smart.
And with 5 rounds for the champion to work, there is no incentive to try and explode early. Second frame in our main event of the evening. Underway.
Sam, of course, cornered by his lovely wife.
And you talk about the motivations outside. Oh, big right from Despaigne.
Yeah, Sammy led with the outside low kick. And that just, you know, if you throw the outside low kick, you throw it as a rangefinder and you move away, right? You do it to know you're on the outside. This guy is just, in person from 20 feet away, he's just so big and so powerful.
Robin Black, oftentimes we talk about chopping down the tree, but the question is, what happens when the tree chops back?
Exactly. Like, what if a tree starts smashing your axe, right?
Alvey touches the shin, probing out with that lead leg. Southpaw stance versus orthodox here. So in terms of offensive firepower, each guy has the same weapons available. But reach is so monumentally different.
Sammy made him miss on the rear hand and came in after him, but didn't get to him.
But it's that deceptive, quirky power from Sam Alvey that so many have underestimated. And this guy, while you might not recognize it, has 20 KO victories in his 38 pro wins.
He fights different than everyone else, right? And when he teaches fighting, it's, you know, he's a great combat teacher, but he's teaching you these things that work for him, which are weird and different. There! Speaking of weird and different, that is a dirty right hand down the pipe, and Sam is hurt bad.
The Cuban death touch connects on the champion. Smiling Sam Alvey is frowning, and it looks like he's done. He has no idea where he is.
Yeah, he's done. He says he's okay, but all that, I don't like the looks of this at all.
Despaigne stalks his prey. Head kick. Alvey's down. Despaigne.
Stop the fight.
Ground and pound. And again, Alvey beckoned back to the feet, but his brain is on Mars right now. I'm not sure what the referee is needing to see.
Come on. Jesus.
Robelis Despaigne turned him into a ghost. What a killing blow from the Cuban.
He's on Mars right now.
It was maybe an unnecessary continuation.
He did his job, right? When the ref says go, your job is to go. Your job is also to end it as mercifully as you can, and that's what he did.
The resurrection of Sam Alvey finds a conclusion here at 3:14 a.m. time of death. Robelis Despaigne and New. Talk about viciousness. Talk about finality. Talk about nail in a coffin, Robin.
That is vulgar. That was a vulgar display of violence.
But for Robelis Despaigne, these are the types of performances that he can deliver time and time again. It's what we understand from a guy that has 3-second knockout, 4-second knockout, 18-second knockout, and now take a look at this.
Straight right hand, and he lands another one coming up. That one. Now you'll see the one that drops him. It was a right hand. Hurts him there, and that's the one. Straight right. Sam's in trouble here, and he absorbs some powerful shots. Then he gets up, And he tells the ref he's okay, but the ref's job isn't to listen to him. It's to make the assessment, which he did, bink. And that one, he took the head kick and the punches. This fight's over here. And now it
really is over. And you do have to commend that resiliency from Sam Alvey, right? Time and time after being put down, gets up, smiles at the referee, tries to put himself back into this, but unfortunately, tonight was not his night. That being said, the streak he was on, Robin Black, was
this.
impressive, but this finish,
bink,
maybe more so.
Slumps him. Check, please. Good night, noble adversary.
A warrior through and through for Sam Alvey. A true pioneer in so many respects. Has fought the who's who, but now the kingpin is Robelis Despaigne, and I just don't know who in karate combat, Robin Black, has the ability to defeat him.
I mean, I'm not throwing Beast Boy out to him, but Beast Boy's going to want to fight him. Beast Boy's going to want to fight him.
With respect to Chris Barnett, I don't know if that's in his best interest.
The body type variation alone is Mrs. Alvey, sending her our best. We love you.
Great sportsmanship from her.
And
seeing the father and her children down like that.
And new heavyweight champion of karate combat, Robelis Big Boy Despaigne.
Prophecy fulfilled for the big boy, Robelis Despaigne, 7-0 in karate combat. The 2012 bronze medalist, now the gold standard of the heavyweight division in karate combat.
¿Cómo tú sientes ahora tu campeón del mundo? Antes yo hablaba, oye, Robelis, solo uno Robelis en todo el mundo. Y ahora tu campeón del mundo. ¿Cómo tú sientes?
Oh, muy contento. Gracias Miami por el apoyo. Gracias coach. Gracias equipo. Muy contento por un sueño logrado y seguir luchando. Muchas gracias por la oportunidad. Me siento muy contento y orgulloso de estar aquí.
My Spanish isn't that good, but you guys got the point. We're in Miami.
Let's make some noise for your new heavyweight champion, Robelis Despaigne, who's worked his way up the karate combat ranks.
Congratulations to that big man, the new champion.
Sam Alvey, on his feet, displaying sportsmanship. Let's listen in between them two.
Listen. Sometimes.
You've been through some tough lives in grinding combat. You paved the way, you've done a lot of great things. Champ, I know you want to get back in here soon. I know it's a tough one, but we love you. We want to make sure everybody here knows you're the first double champion karate combat, and that can never change. So you guys make some noise for that. And I want you to go ahead. You can address whatever you would like to right now, champ.
Oh, well, hot damn, that son of a gun just punched me in the face pretty hard. That sucked. Woo! But I gotta thank my team, my beautiful wife, of course, my boxing coach, and my good friend, Mr. Justice Danger Nunley here. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the opportunity to compete. Thank you for having me be your first debut champion.
Yes, sir. Well, listen, make some noise for Sam Alvey and Robelis Despaigne for putting on an amazing fight. This is a great main event. Two warriors going at it and showing the love that we know, the discipline of all of our karatekas.
Robelis kicked him so hard he thought it was a punch.
That's it, guys. Thank you.
You know?
It's difficult to find a greater ambassador for the sport than Sam Alvey. You talk about an individual who embraces every moment, every result with positivity. Somebody that is a role model for all walks of life. This is how you handle these types of setbacks, and this is the mentality, Robin, that led to that 6-fight unbeaten streak and the double championships, the victory over a guy as badass as Ross Levine. Sam Alvey should earn everyone's respect because he comes into the fire, the trenches, doubted time and time again, and finds ways to get it done.
Yeah, and I mean, you admire Sam Alvey and you appreciate it, Sam Alvey, and this has been a great stretch of his career, and I hope he's got one more good stretch in him. But you know, sometimes fighting is beautiful, sometimes it's inspiring, sometimes we learn stuff, and sometimes it's just gruesome. And that head kick to that great man right there when he was wobbled and hurt. That was gruesome, but it's a reality of fighting. And it's, you know, fighting, if it was easy, everybody would do it. It's a wonderful thing to be able to see human beings push themselves to that limit, and Sam will be okay.
A finishing blow from Robellas Despaigne that sent a huge message to the heavyweight division and anyone who wants to challenge him for that newfound title. Come and try to get it. Ben the Bane Davis here with Robin Black. Man, what a fun night of fights we had, man.
Crazy night of fights, 3:30 in the morning in some undisclosed location in the dark alleys of Miami. We saw artistry, we saw athleticism, we saw beauty, vulgarity. We saw everything that is karate combat. And yes, of course, we want to congratulate our new champs. I also want to congratulate our team, the Karate Combat team. You can't stop us, right? Like, when it gets hard, when it gets weird, when it gets challenging, this team will make things happen, and it's an honor to be here tonight.
You could make a decent documentary out of the chaotic, wild twists and turns of this evening, but what stayed the same is excellent action and delivering violence of the highest degree and platforming athletes to create special moments. Claudio Ribeiro, hugely counted out against a truly menacing Australian, gets it done with style, and all roads lead to that main event. What more can you say about the Cuban, the death touch, the new King of Kings?
Yeah, and that's real, man. You know, people will discuss, who do you beat? How did you beat him? What time? He's kicked Sam Alvey into, you know,
the stratosphere.
Yeah, into a different time zone, and that's real, and that was impressive. And it was really a wonderful night of fights in Karate Combat every time. That's what we get.
Well, massive thank you to the entire team. Here's a couple look at some highlights from this evening's affair, all on these beautiful, high-quality cameras. There's that right from Ribeiro. Here's a huge head kick on Brandon Jenkins that ends his evening's action. All fun, all fantastic, and it just leaves me wanting more. That, though, might be the most shocking turnout of the night, right? Yeah. Lawrence Larkin getting switched off in the first frame.
Yeah, on a night of wild things, that wasn't on most people's bingo cards, and neither was Sam Alvey being slumped like that. But thank you all to all the fighters for a wonderful night of fights.
For Robin Black, I've been Ben the Bane Davis. Hopefully we'll see you back here at Karate Combat.